Welcome to the stream, little chatfish. We're back for more Dark Souls. Get in there, squealy, you little bitches.
The grass crash shield.
Now, chat, currently, Squealy's going to be using the good weapon. You need to quickly counter-donate and get him back to that crossbow. Get him back to the crossbow. It's a race against time, chat. He's going to beat the fucking game, and when he beats the game, then it's over.
Currently,
As he's like speeding off, like he's in a race against time to stop Chatfish.
I'm running around at the speed of sound.
Currently,
If
it's $50 for him to use, not be forced to use the crossbow.
If Chatfish want me to do the side content, mainly the painting of Ariamis, the DLC, and some of the other non-required areas, they have to donate for that.
Genghis asks how much for the crossbow to be activated.
Oh, $51.
It's within tenable reach. Chatfish, work together. Kibs, you are now late, and Kib, on my birthday, how dare you? Happy birthday, little Scully. Happy birthday to Scully. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, little Scully. Happy birthday to you.
Still has a lot of avatar on display. Forgot it has hips.
Watch them like switch to fucking crossbow for Gwyn and only Gwyn. Watch them do that.
Could.
Just make Gwyn a very tedious and hard boss fight because of the way you're supposed to fight him.
Look at that squealy. He's using that halberd to just get through this video game fast.
All I'm gonna say, Regulon, is you might want to keep that crossbow leveled up as well.
I know, I have it.
Also, Chumba, you gotta need to assign you a special mission. You know what the special mission is?
I don't like where this is going.
Go to get a clip of yet more gold, Your Majesty. Go get a clip of that.
Okay.
Grab the other clip of that. And send it to
now?
Yeah, send it to me and Squealy. Because that way Squealy doesn't forget to record that voice line. Say his reference, my gold, Your Majesty. You need to sound a little bit more gay.
Record that, or do you want me to actually just find it?
Go get the line. It's from the video game.
So just go find it online somewhere.
I mean, you have the game. Just play it.
Yeah, so I asked, do you want me to just record it myself?
Also just
go ahead
go
record
to
the line from the game.
Or you
can also just go to one of the streams and then find that clip there.
That's true.
Quick. Do it. We need to get that clip because Chatfish paid for it. Right, Chatfish? Like, as all of them like, I don't remember paying for jack shit. My gold, Your Majesty. Genghis Cactus tried us using the ducking crossbow yinglet. Hashtag sock, hashtag ying speak, hashtag homefront 2. Thank you for the donation. Now, Chatfish. That's $5 closer to making Squealy revert back to the crossbow. Look at that. He's killing things, Squealy. Squealy is killing things without the crossbow.
I'm killing these things with the intent of upgrading the crossbow.
Hurry! Don't let him upgrade it in time. Don't let him upgrade it in time.
Let's see.
Look at how much XP he's getting in money. Yes, strike back, leeches. Defend your families. Murder war. You know, because the leeches are kind of like Chatfish.
Is unit speech already a speech?
Get him here! No, look out! Oh, the other one died too. Damn.
I really wish I had 32 strength, but I don't. Ow.
Get him, Leech! Stop him!
Nothing else back here.
I avenge my brothers. That was his final phrase before he died, by the way. Go forth, Leech, battle leeches. For the Emperor. Emperor Leech is now very disappointed in them. Well, with the Leech genocide now fully complete, chat, we didn't save the leeches in time. The peaceful Leech tribes, or Leech Imperium, if you will, has been exterminated.
Need more.
Their little, sad, pathetic bodies are scattered around the battlefields. Oh my god! Survivors of the Leech Pyre. Alright, they're dead.
No, they're dead too.
Sees flies buzzing around their corpses. Chatfish, the leeches have been slain. You let them die. The leech people were friends of the chatfish. It's not anymore.
I used to be adverse to doing Dark Souls 2, but now that it can just be me playing the game, it's a lot more feasible to play.
He's just a little mad because it's a little baby because he has to use a crossbow. Good, good. The leeches must waffle. What's that for? Is that
Let's see.
the slums? Yeah, kind of. This is the slums of the Discord. It's a little dirty. He's currently working his way into the VCs. Oh, not anymore.
New best ring to have besides Havel.
Every second, Squilly
Damn it.
grows more powerful, Chatfish. And the more powerful he becomes, the easier this playthrough will get. He's like a fucking... it's like a snowball rolling down a hill, Chat. If you don't stop him, you'll be fucking rolled over, and there won't be nothing left of Chatfish, except little yellow blobs indented onto the bottom of a giant snowball. Because it rolled over you as well.
I got what I came here for. I don't need to actually go to Ash Lake.
It's becoming too powerful, Chat.
Oh,
When he
don't,
ascends the
don't,
throne
don't.
of Dark
Here's
Solden
the
Ring.
throne.
Shut up. The Dark Solden Ring throne. He's like, what you fucking...
The throne Dark Souls 2.
Dark Solden Rings. I don't even... Shut the fuck up, no one cares.
The mighty onion ring.
Chatfish. By the way, you're going for it because delving depot may mean soft walking yourself. Says Daryl. As his tooth falls out.
Incredible nuts. No, they're awful. They're terrible. Can't aim
Leeches,
for shit.
they have been resurrected by God's good graces. Seeing the faultiness and the sadness and the plight of the leech people.
Ah.
He didn't seem fit to grant them arms or legs, though, so he didn't really care about that much about them. As they're already dead. It's cruel and twisted fate. The life of a leech. Be farmed for money and XP. Nothing more than a easy, quick fucking withdrawal from a debit card. A tragic fate for any people of Dark Soul, Middle Earth. Middle Dark Earth.
Where are you getting this fucking idea in your head, Kibba?
I've decided
it
to
coming from?
fix the lore for the setting by
I will be-
mashing
Do you know
it
anything about the
together.
lore?
Right back.
I do, because you talked to me. But I've decided to ignore all of it. And so now I've decided that the new canon is that the Dark Solden Rings crafted the world. And then God made the Dark Solden Rings. Now, what are the Dark Solden Rings? It's like a hodgepodge of different words combined together that don't sound good. And so these slightly lesser god creatures made the leeches in their own image. Weak and frail. That's why God keeps resurrecting them. Mostly because he hates them. Kind of an asshole, honestly. I was like... River donates, or has been a member for 17 months. It says, Reg, do you think the Elden Ring DLC will be good? Question milk.
I hope it's good. I'll tell you something, Chatfish. I hope every game is good. It just turns out that most games aren't.
Sorry, Meat Sweats. I'm gonna fix the lore real quick. So the Dark Solden gods. He's like, what the fuck? The Dark Solden. It's just got the trademark logo on the corner of their god uniform. It's like, listen, they gotta establish. They're like Games Workshop. Holy shit, he used the crossbow.
You know what? Crossbow is actually useful for these things.
Chat, don't fund the crossbow. Retract the last offer. Retract. At least when it comes to these things, wait till he gets to a boss. And so the great leech peoples of the Leech Perium, of the Elden Swamp, are peacefully, you know, congregating, discussing high-minded philosophy. And now they're dead. All that culture, heritage, music and art erased with a single crossbow. This is very tragic. This is I don't know what happened. They dead.
Well, I got 3. This is level 6. I don't know how many you need, actually. Let me go check.
Missed. What the fuck are those called?
They're abominations.
No, they're the beautiful people of Trans-borian. Yes.
Trans-borian.
Yep. The Trans-borians.
Where does trans part come in?
The Trans-borians, who are beautiful in their many arts, I don't know, music, acting skills. Well, they're dead now. Squealy genocided them. His vile hatred for the Trans-borians, allies of Leechkin.
That's where it comes in.
Cousins of the Chatfishians.
I need 5 more, and I don't really want to keep killing them.
The Trans-borians are also, you know, close comrades to the mosquitoes.
Okay.
Blood-sucking parasites. They're not as redeeming as the Trans-borians, who illuminate the bog swamps of Leechboria. Their luminescent, flamey bodies allowing various high-minded philosopher fucking leeches, you know, to write with their non-existent hands and their large scrolls of intellect and wisdom. That really
when does this get added to Legends of Terrestrial Killer?
the Leechians or the Trans-borians? Trans-boria? I don't know, man. It's pretty distant. It's in the lands of Elden souls. As that poor Skeeto saw his comrade fall, he's going over there to mourn his passing. As the big, great bigot from the above lands now ascends to leave them alone. Their high-minded culture will develop in peace. No longer will they be disturbed or farmed for souls. Except this one, this guardian of the high ladders, a beautiful Trans-borian, cultured, well versed in the arts, dead.
I think Kibbs has melted my brain.
The social stratosphere of this land has been devastated. Many of the high-minded philosopher leeches are dead, and not to forget the Trans-borian's close ally, the BIPOC troll.
Garbwire subscribed
Wow.
on Twitch.
Welcome aboard, Garbwire. 20 months,
says-
Kib. 21 months. You can't even be on time and dinner cool now, and the kids have gone to bed. Not that you care. Out playing around with Ed or fishes. I was sleeping, actually. I slept very long
He
because
was
I
EP.
had a very autistic dream about turning off my phone alarm, which turned out to be true. Which turned out to be.
It was EP.
And I also had a dream about writing lore, and then woke up and was annoyed that all the lore I had written was the lore I had made this morning. It was actually no new lore, really. It's more like a regurgitation of things I'd already done. But more so in a palatable, digestible format for other people to read. Then I woke up and I didn't do that, so now you have to do that anyways, because that's what I have to do today. Goodbye, little Genghis. Your betrayal will be noted in the annals of Leech history. The Leechins and the Trans-borians will not forgive this heinous sin. And so ends the tale of the tragic Leechians.
Leechins.
Tragic,
Now,
wow.
there is a decision
He's
to be made
really
here, though.
improved the war for Dark Souls by really just making it nonsensical.
Do we talk to Frampt? Talking to Frampt does change a couple things. Specifically whether or not Koth shows up. So now, if Jeffish wants to talk to Framp, Kibble has to pick the poll. Talk to Framp.
Chatfish must vote. Talk to Ramp.
Ramp.
Thing.
Ramp, 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 ramp. Talk to Ramp, ramp.
I'd prescribe leeches to suck the nonsense out of him. Chatfish are just mad because I just fucking added some cool fanfic lore to fucking Dark Souls.
My fanfic lore.
My Trans-borians. Currently, Chatfish are 77% very social Chatfishies, and almost a sweeping landslide election. Now, does anyone wish to contest the results? Because the results are as follows. 79% in favor of yes, talk to Framp, while a meager 21% of Chatfish, small and insignificant minority fish, voted no. The fact that people actually voted no is actually part of surprising me. It's like 3 of you, and then like 2 of you pressed the button because you misclicked because your little fins are fat, and like, if you're not fat, you're sort of, weird looking. It's like bloated. Sure, kid. Whatever makes you happy, says Mango Lad, as he realizes that he's a Leechian. He's like, oh, slithers around. He's like, no, high-minded philosophy. Listen, chat, just because you can't appreciate the high-minded arts and philosophy of the Leechians does not mean that you can't be a Leechian yourself.
What's the current results, Kibbo?
The poll is about to close in 60 seconds. As it stands now, yes is at 72%, no is at 28%, Chatfish. It seems that the Chatfish are content to let democracy stand and peace in the bucket. Don't press the damn thing, Squealy. I'll be the one to tell you, Squealy. I don't trust Squealy. He's a fucking Trans-borian sympathizer.
Trans-borian sympathizer.
Hello, Fuzzy.
Shut up.
Yeah, though.
Squealy.
Fuzzy Wuzzy was a bear. Fuzzy Wuzzy had no hair. Fuzzy Wuzzy is gay.
All right.
Sure.
No, that's
The
Gibbs.
poll is concluded. No Chatfishy contestant.
Yes, okay.
Ah, hello, was it you who rang the bell of awakening? It's so quiet. The out of bouncing is terrible for the stream. I am the Pearl of the Serpent King, Seeker Frampt, a close friend of the great Lord Gwyn, chosen undead, who has rung the bell of awakening. I wish to elucidate your fate. Do you seek such enlightenment? Very well, then I am pleased to share. Chosen and undead, your fate is to succeed the great Lord Gwyn, so that you may link the fire, cast away the dark, and undo the curse of the undead. To this end, you must visit Anor Alondo and acquire the Lord Vessel. This really goes in and tries to boost the sound as much as possible. Yeah, I am pleased to say, well, it's not going to happen, Squilly. It is something urgent.
Okay, then it's just quiet on my end, on your end then.
So the capture
feed him
doesn't work.
dung.
Farewell, chosen undead. I remain here and wait thee. And then he tells Squilly to go fuck himself. And then Squilly's like, what was that? And he's like, nothing. Go on, get. And then Squilly waddles out the door. With his little squeaky shoes he wears. Squeak, squeak, squeak. It's really a shame, because everyone can kind of hear Squilly coming. You know, they call him Squealy not because he squeals, but because he wears squeaky clown shoes. Chatfish good. undead perish. The land of Squekelden.
But Gelden.
The name just changes from zone to zone, wee.
Yeah, it really does. I feel like you're just making it up on the fucking spot, honestly.
These pillars were crafted by fine chatfish
Nonsense.
inquisitors. Why not craftsmen? Because the chatfish craftsmen were sleeping. The Fishquisition was known for building many gates for random reasons. Mostly because they like to gatekeep the other chatfish out. They're kind of
Yeah.
mean, honestly.
Interesting.
Like Chatquisition.
I like a culture that can gatekeep. Nice.
The Chatfishquisition, or Fishquisition, if you will, had also installed many golems and demons in this castle. They look a little bit dumb, but it's, you know, the budget bin monster they could find.
The budget bin monster you could find.
They went to Walmart or PetSmart and acquired snake homunculi, is what we'll call those. Snake.
Homunculi, okay.
And they got a little bit more money when it came to the door, but those statues, they were supposed to be golems, but they don't work. They're broken.
They're silver knights.
So they're broke. I know, but Chatfish didn't fucking get the manual. Also, they're made in China. They're made in...
Don't hurt me, don't hurt me, don't hurt me, don't hurt me.
What are all the
Ow.
Trans-borians in a painting? What are all the Trans-borians in a painting? Not in a painting. They're in Trans-boria, which is another part of the swamp. It's the sort of like sandy bits where they hang out. Well, the Leechians, you know, drift into the cool, you know, Leechian water shallows. They're
I gotta call it just called Leechians.
Good
Not
news.
Trans-borian, but fucking like just Leechian.
the other ones were called abominations. And the only thing I could think of that worked well with abomination was Trans-borian. Because it also
Okay.
sounds like an abomination when you think about it. Ah, see, there's a
Yeah,
chatfish golem. It's made of flesh. They weren't very smart when they made it. They were very
Well.
smart. Basically, it's made using various leftover ham and cheese.
I have acquired the more gold, Your Majesty line.
Hence why it was so easily dispatched. As, you know,
Oh, go, Your Majesty.
a meat and cheese golem in the sun just kind of starts to decompose a little bit too quickly.
My dog refuses to shut the fuck up or want in his goddamn life.
It
'cause
is in.
He's trying to warn you of
The
the
Discord chat.
Trans-borians. They're preparing for an ambush, Squilly.
Yeah.
They grab your brother. They transbore him. You know, he's been
So why are they
transpositioned
Trans-borian, Gibbs?
because they're abominations. He's like, that is incredibly spicy. And then,
It's true.
oh no, another budget bin pet smart monster. No, no.
You failed to parry.
It's
Okay. I can't
The
one-hand my
crossbow
weapon
could
yet.
actually be helpful here.
It could actually.
Squilly.
See, it
Don't
was
get a
all
little
big
bit
brain
greedy.
plan.
You little greedy Discord kitten. More of those golems that Chatfish didn't know how to put together. As you can see, one of the heads wasn't even installed correctly. Like I said, Chatfish, not very good at installing things, but also the directions were in Chinese. So it's not really their fault. Like, they didn't really know what to do there.
Well, maybe chat should learn to read moon runes.
And Chatfish also installed these weird little slicey things. Mostly because it's actually part of a large clock. And so their pendulums, when they swing, you know, helps the clock, you know, move the little hand. But unfortunately, the little hand is a very complicated mechanism for Chatfish. So, it wasn't a little fin, you know. That's why there's all these swinging things. They move little gears.
Alright. As Spaceballs has taught us, we need to merchandise more with the Chatfish. So where's the Chatfish
Merchandise
clock?
more.
Or the Chatfish flamethrower.
Yeah.
Chatfish also recently watched Indiana Jones.
Which one?
The first one, the giant boulder. As you can see, they very much like giant boulder traps.
Oh, he gonna get crushed. Oh, sad.
Oh shit.
More Chatfish golems that were not well assembled. As you can see, the Chatfish built like 30 of them. They really invested too much money into that. Like, that was not a
After
very
that-
good idea.
Says
It
they
is-
are
you
actually
cannot
cheese
assemble
slicers,
any of the
Kib.
golems, you know?
You just got the dimensions wrong.
Another PetSmart monster. Listen, they were on sale in bulk order, okay? There's gonna be a lot of those. Get used to seeing them. They got the slightly nicer brand version, like the official Lego version, but they have like the weird knockoff like brand. No, the knockoff brands are good, you know, because they do have the World War II sets that Chatfish like, but like they're not the most high quality, you know. You get what you pay for, kind of thing. Chatfish thought that was a very clever trap. Very
It
disappointed.
didn't work very well.
There was another golem they set up for you to fight, but, you know, didn't really install it correctly.
I would bet money when Kibbs was playing that trap hit him.
Probably
Which
did.
one?
The one that he just said
No, he
wasn't
went in
very
front of
clever.
me. I'm pretty sure it didn't.
Kib was not hit by it. However, I had to make sure he didn't hit him.
Chatfish really just like buying these things. I don't know if they just
They
like
like-
snakes.
They like snakes. They do.
Like-
They're a dime a dozen.
They wanted to buy real snakes, but real snakes were a little too expensive.
So it says no, that is just Boulder head patting visitors.
He's bolder.
Yes. Another snake. This time it's one of the more,
Damn it.
you know, premium editions. It's the Mega Block version. A little
Still
bit
think you
higher
should
Mega
switch
quality.
to
Block? Why
the
not Lego?
Because Mega Block does
They're-
cool
they're-
stuff.
Do you not remember Ninjago? Ninjago had snake people.
Oh, true. Maybe Chatfish bought an Ninjago set here.
Every time I hear Mega Block, I remember the little Mega Block toy I had as a child that had a button that you would push and it would say Mega Block's blast off. And that sound bite is just stuck in my head forever.
Forever. Nice.
I had the Mega Block
only
Dragon
equip-
sets, or whatever the fuck they were called. The Silver Knights and the little Golden Knights.
Mine was a little rocket ship.
Bionicle was also
Someone
pretty
just
cool.
says I miss Bionicle. Bionicle was fun.
I had the Mech Warrior Connects. Those are cool.
Of course you did.
I still think you should upgrade the heavy crossbow. Even if it's only slightly better, it is better. It might go up even more than the light.
I'd rather not spend the time gathering resources to actually make the heavy crossbow better than the light crossbow.
Bionicle is pretty fucking cool, Mango Lad. It had like this cool mythos and lore that was inspired by, what do you call it? Those little fucking tribal people that paint themselves in New Zealand. The Maori.
What?
You didn't know that?
No idea what you're referring to.
Bionicle's inspired by Maori culture. It's cool.
Huh.
Really the only thing of notoriety I know of Bionicle is that fan game, the open world fan game that's in development. Can't remember the name.
The Bionicle license is kind of, you know, dead right now. But they had a lot of
Yeah,
cool
I know
toys.
Some of the games are fun, but that's likely childhood nostalgia memory.
The toys were cool though.
I remember going to the website when they first opened the Bionicle website. It was so cool. I had the first Bionicles, like the snow one, the rock dude, and the fire one, and the green one. And
I
then the
had the
black
red
one
one.
that had green eyes.
The red one that doesn't narrow down in the slightest.
Yeah.
They have names, but I forget their names.
All I remember is it was red.
He was red, and that's
The
and I
all
lost
rock one-
parts of it really quickly.
The rock one's hands I thought were supposed to be like machine guns. I was like, what? Why? What do these look like this? They're not. It's just his hands. They just look weird.
They were just hands. I knew it all along.
Just hands.
Just hands.
Just hands things.
Lego used to make really cool things. The sad part about what happened to Lego is Lego became somehow managed to weasel its way into being high-value collector's items rather than toys. And somehow Lego, because it's become a high-value collector's items, they sell really cool sets still to this day that are excellently crafted and made. Like the Tower of Mordor set looks really cool. I saw that one recently. And they make a lot of
The
cool Star
prices
Wars
are
ones, but the prices are
extremely-
massive.
Yeah.
I have a good number of friends in real life that the amount of time, it's as if it's their full-time hobby would do nothing but collect, buy, and build Legos and just have these collector's rooms of just nothing but these Lego sets. It is, I mean, to each their own, but at the same time, I do miss old Lego and all these other cool IPs they had.
What's that job position that Lego has? The master builders or something?
You mean Master Beater?
Nester
Yes.
builders, they're like the people that make the builds themselves, right? And design them.
Yeah, and they also like handle tours and stuff, I think. They like
They make-
design entire exhibits and
They
whatnot.
make very, very impressive Lego structures, as an example of what you can do with Lego. Their job essentially is marketing for Lego.
I've also
Mhm.
gone to.
You make all these cool things.
I haven't gone to anything actually. I looked at YouTube videos for Lego, tournaments basically, where they show this is a 10,000 piece set for Star Wars, recreating a scene from Lego Star Wars, or recreating a scene from the actual movie, and it's artistically done in little detail, the entire scene, like the Battle of Kashyyyk or the Battle of Geonosis,
I mean, Kacheeks.
or literally the Cantina level in the first game.
You reminded me of KOTOR, and that was a fun series.
My God, it says I remember Legos and their
Really?
copycat versions. I remember Legos especially when I remember my small me stepping on them with barefoot. Yeah, that's the thing everyone always goes to.
Much pain. First time,
Bonk.
many times I said fuck and shit
Bonk.
as a kid when I wasn't supposed to because I did that.
You just gotta build up calluses
Mm.
in your feet and then it'll really not that
How
bad.
are you?
Oh no, another Chatfish meat and cheese golem. Yeah, cheese sandwich.
Meat and cheese golem?
Listen, the leftover bits of their sandwiches, they turned it into a golem. Listen,
Man, they're really messy eaters. They leave a lot of crumbs.
they do, and they left it out in the sun, so it's not very. They don't have a big health pool. Bit of a mistake.
I've heard it says Tarkus.
Does Cheffish want Tarkus?
It
If
is
Cheffish
fun.
want Tarkus, I can go grab Tarkus.
It is fun to watch Tarkus do the boss for you.
If Cheffish donate $20, I'll go. I'll summon Tarkus.
Chatfish, Tarkus. Hashtag Tarkus. Hashtag.
Wait, could you just shoot him from here? I mean, obviously, probably not with that, but
No.
with an
Well,
actual bow.
He's an inanimate model until you activate him.
Yep. Seems that way. As it says, the guppies have stepped on their Legos so many times.
Then they know a pain. Then they know.
Well, chat, does
Those
anyone
things
want to buy a
surprisingly
Tarkus?
hurt.
Chatfish.
It hurts me
squeezed.
how that weapon just goes through your hand.
Oh, ew. Remaster, yes. Let's fix the
Yeah.
game and touch it up.
We'll make it a little bit nicer looking and make it run at 60 FPS. That's all we did.
But it could do 144. No, 60 max.
Chat, do you want Tarkus or not? You have 60 seconds to summon Tarkus for $20 reduce. If not, no Tarkus.
Is that an invasion?
That might be, yep.
It is.
That's an invasion.
Alright, well,
Hey,
Man.
how are you?
first we gotta battle this invader.
You're a fucker, you know that?
Oh, this is mean. Come on, Squealy.
That crossbow. No, I'm kidding. People are like, why is he using a crossbow?
Is it special?
What a
Is this actual
scumbag.
player or is this a?
This is
Is
a
it-
player.
Okay.
You can tell because they're naked.
I remember a friend was helping me go through Dark Souls 3, and you get these same players in these invasion locations. It will be so
Yep.
annoying.
Yep,
Yep,
there
yep.
he is. Just the way.
There you
This
go.
guy is scum.
He does that. Fuck, you've been destroyed, Squeewee.
It was actually.
You should have crossbowed him. That would have
No
done it.
Tarkus now. Tarkus too late.
What? No, it's not. It was a donation earlier. It's Squealy. I will call
Was
it.
there?
Yes. Rifford donates $20 a Tarkus for potato chips. I was waiting because you were in the middle of a fight.
Oh, okay.
I didn't want to distract
You
you while
should
you
have
were
told
in battle.
me because I assumed that there's nothing
I
there.
just said that. I said what I was doing. I was waiting because you were in the middle of a
Said
battle.
I
20.
know, but I
$20?
assumed.
$20. Any tags? Any
Potato
tags,
chip,
Rifford?
sadly. Because he's weird.
Potato kibs. Good
You go
man.
grab Tarkus.
Chat
It's
like vision of
fishies.
garbage. Ragnarok, you don't. Okay. Ragnarok, you little whiny baby boy. Invasions are amazing. They're awful garbage doo doo pee pee poo poo. In Dark Souls 1 and 2, but in 3 and Elden Ring, they're wonderful. I love them so fucking much.
I hate invasions. It's one other thing why I don't actually like this game, to be honest with you. And there's nothing wrong with disliking that feature. Forced PvP is garbage.
I know. However, I love that feature because it's something I love to engage with.
I don't.
Because
You love
in Dark Souls
invading
3, when
people.
netcode was actually kind of decent, aka Dark Souls 3, not in Dark Souls 1 and 2, because the netcode was fucking ass. It was actually a lot of fun because you couldn't get lag stabbed like that.
I like the Covenant invasions where it's, oh, you're supposed to defend this area type of invasion.
Yes,
Those are neat.
those
The
are
random invasions
wonderful.
are cancer. The
I
just
remember the
random
Covenant-
anywhere invasions are cancer. The set area specific ones, yeah, those can be fun.
But the thing about Dark Souls 3 and Elden Ring, you get such massive buffs that taking on a skilled opponent is actually a lot of fun.
Also, there
Because you
are
can actually
covenants.
recover from a fight and then retreat.
There are also covenants that help you deal with invasions. Where if you get invaded, you automatically summon an allied player to handle that, to deal with that invader player. So it can almost always be 2v1.
So, the real question is, chat,
That's
should
the
we
Blue
add
Sentinels, yes.
invasions to
Nice.
Legends of Terrestrial? Yeah.
Well, it has no place in RTS, Kippa. Not RTS, a strategy game.
No, Reguline. Let Tarkus.
No,
I know.
Tarkus.
I'm just getting you out of the way. Gam Tarkus.
Because I will save you, brother Squealy. And then he stabs him.
Is he gonna throw Tarkus off? Oh, I kind of wish he threw him away.
You're cruel.
Do it.
Well, he has
Throw
another
him.
chance.
Oh.
Oh.
No. Oh. He's putting up quite the fight.
He's so close to that ledge.
Half health. Oh. Well, look.
Tarkus.
Yeah, Tarkus
Tarkus.
hits like a fucking truck.
Oh,
Hoping
sweet
Tarkus
Jesus.
would push off the
Oh.
giant and the golem.
You didn't need to lift a finger.
Yep, Tarkus will unironically beat the fight for you. Bye, Tarkus.
Even as a joke, Chatfish are against it. They could be fun. It's just all tryhard invaders of dark or dark betweens, says Dante.
That's why Dark Souls 1 and 2 invasions are fucking awful. And why 3 and then fucking Elden Ring's invasions are actually great.
Scully, what the fuck? What kind of fucking question is that? Just because my avatar is there doesn't mean I actually am Aerith, you fucking tard.
What do you say? Also, I can't.
He says,
I
so
can't see
Kibbs, are
past
you
these things."
transitioning or is it just a meme? Chat paid for this. This is
I would
what
point
chat
out-
wanted. This is
I would
what-
point out, Kibbs. You'd make a lot more money if you were Aerith.
If I was a girl, yes, because most people would simp for me like crazy. Being a woman is literally just being given like a golden ticket. You will just
you got the easy part in life, you know.
You'll get an easy time. You'll get no problems viewership wise. You will get no problems raising money as long as you know what you're doing. Now, there's obviously, I know some female streamers who don't know what they're doing, and I've tried to give them basic tips, but the thing is, if you know what you're doing, you should be fine, because men are incredibly stupid and will simp like nobody's business. Most people in our own community will simp the moment a female arrives in the community and immediately devolve into simps. Because the reality is people have weak constitutions.
Yay/girl, thank you, Blake.
Foxlink says Kate is trans.
Wrong, Scully.
Her essence.
That person has nothing to do with it. It is entirely a chatfish thing, exclusively.
That is also a rule break. Yep. Okay, Ragnarok got it.
Happy just
Brad
carefully
says I
says
only
it.
simp for his.
He's like, my wife, don't help me. And Izzy just starts beating him. He's like,
That's a lot more acceptable because it's your wife.
My wife.
Good answer. You will live.
Good, you're
another
back to the
day.
OP build. No, crossbow.
Chad won't fund crossbow.
Sturmrat.
Only fucking Genghis put money down for it,
That's
sadly.
a rule break, Sturmrat.
That is actually a rubric.
I didn't know you could retract a deleted message. Interesting.
Oh, he did it on his own. Good job.
Or says I would not be watching if you were a girl.
Wow. Sexism.
Ah, Ghost is
Well,
gay.
that's
He's like,
Sleptrock.
no!
Sleptrock shows up.
No.
As you talk
You were
about
right,
girls,
Cockin, and I've seen it happen in real time. Yes. We've seen it happen with our audience. The minute you bring on a female to a stream is the minute that you basically open up Pandora's box. It's honestly why I do believe in gender separation when it comes to streaming, after experience now. Because you just see simping happening so quickly, and it becomes kind of disgusting. Most of the chatfish in our bucket have been more or less curated, because we gatekeep, so we don't have that problem so much. But other people's fandoms do not have that luxury, because they don't practice gatekeeping. As we
Or
are the
they
only ones who
participate
do.
in it.
I have.
Ow.
Go ahead.
No, some of the stories I hear from in real life friends gives me PTSD.
I've seen Discord groups, relatively large groups, actually get completely torn apart because of
Yep.
one or two women.
It's happened to some YouTubers we know. They had Discord communities, and a girl came in, and they just everyone turned into simps, and it basically caused nothing but no end of drama. Now, just because sometimes a girl enters the server does not mean that it's bad. For example, this is a great case in point of this, right? But you'll see attention seekers. Attention seekers do certain things when they go into Discord. I think Izza will actually understand the ones I'm talking about too. Where they come in and they'll just be like, oh, hi, it's me, and I am girl, and I am everything you want me to be.
Hi, everybody.
No, that's not...
Hello, I'm so friendly.
Hold on. Not just because they say hello, but it's how they communicate, right? Because don't immediately condemn somebody just because they say, oh, hello, That might be just them saying hello.
Greet me.
But you'll see, because people like that, you'll notice their conversation and how they always redirect the conversation about something they want or something against everything else. Basically shifting the attention from the topic or conversation in question into the topic about them. We actually get men that do this too in the Discord server too. They get yelled at when they do it too.
We should ban them, I believe.
I know the ones I know the ones that's up to you.
Wait, no, the one you're talking about?
Yeah.
Oh.
No one.
They bring nothing.
It's
What
like
annoyances.
case in point, chat. So basically, somebody who, as you're talking and you're playing games with somebody, right, and you're having a nice time, somebody joins the call, right, and they're like, "Well, hello," you know, "Oh, hey, you're gonna join our conversation, you know, cool, come hang out, well, come on." But then instead of being like joining part of the conversation, they immediately like, "Oh wait, like what about this thing? What about this thing? I talk about this, talk about that," and then they hijack the conversation rather than being respectful to the people that were already there and talking. I noticed that in real life also. Yes.
And get really upset if you try to
Redirect
not
it back
engage with them.
to the fact that it was the conversation was about the game you guys are playing. You're trying to play a game, right? It's why whenever I go into VCs, if you've ever been in our Discord server, and there's people in like for some reason sometimes occasionally people congregate in the kib size bucket. Now it's called the kib size bucket because that's where I go after stream to hang out. And I'm like, hey, by the way, like I'm gonna be in here now, so if you guys want to keep playing your game, I don't want to interrupt, but like Chatfish are gonna come in here and it's gonna totally change the mood of this room. This mood is the after stream bucket. You can move into the other rooms and play games, or you can just continue to chill there. But bear in mind that this room is dedicated for all the Chatfish who want to have like a chat after the stream. So it's gonna get a little clouded. Some people don't mind. Other people are like, oh, thanks for the heads up, you know. And that's why we have multiple VCs. These rooms exist for people to engage in games. And if for whatever reason our server would expand, we'd add more VCs, and then we'd add more moderators for each groups. Because what we do in our Discord servers, we have moderators, which are elevated based on groups, to give groups representation within the administration. This system has worked for years, and has honestly been the best system, I think, of our Discord. We basically take the best person of a group, or a clique, that's sort of like, not necessarily a clique, but like a group of people that hang out in a certain area, and then we moderate them. Or moderate one of them. And the reason why, so that way they can manage themselves, so that way if somebody comes and abuses them, it's not some other moderator from another group coming in and being like, hey, you gotta stop doing this. Because what that happens is it creates factionalism. And factionalism is always a dangerous thing. Because it's quick and easy for people to be like, oh, you know, mods. Because there's a lot of memes about mods, right? And yeah, some of them are funny, and a lot of them are true. Because bad Discord servers are very prevalent.
Discord and Reddit.
Yes. And so it's important that moderators are fair and balanced and also represent different groups. To give every group a voice in the community, because they are all part of the community. It is like a little tiny republic. That guy just went fucking flying.
Oh, I love the ragdolls.
Slept Rock donates $2.
Boop.
Refuse reason, embrace sexism.
Refuse reason, embrace sexism. Thing is, I'm not beyond like hanging out with like women. It's just like, thank God. No, I'm kidding.
I am.
Izza did respond to you and said, I don't have many friends because I'm considered rude because I pointed out.
Yep. I also met a girl like that too, was like, didn't have a lot of friends among women because she points out that behavior. It's not always exclusive to women, that kind of behavior. It's also there are men that do it, and I have seen it happen. And they get yelled at just like anyone else would. But it's also why we're skeptical about letting females on the bunch. It's just a bad idea in reality. Not because they did anything wrong.
The only woman allowed.
In fact, most of them are good. It's just the reality is that I'm afraid that the casuals of our audience can't handle it.
Black 1917 donates $5 and says,
oh my God, he's got his fucking chatfish.
Hi Reg, hi Kamino, hi Fuzzy. I has new chatfish. Hashtag sock fund.
Nice looking chatfish. He's ready for battle.
Izza then says women hate other women for a reason.
Yeah.
And former girl says people at work joke that I hate women because I keep it strictly professional at work. Also, nice chatfish, Black.
Bring. Oh my God, we just had drama about stuff like that at the store I work at. Oh my God, it's just.
Fuzzy's having PTSD right now. I was like,
Yes, unironically, yes.
Fuzzy SD. Oh no.
Hold on, let's let our little fuzzy buddy vent. He's got some steam he needs to blow off.
He wants to talk about women.
Let's hear it, Fuzzy.
How do I phrase it without venturing too much into crazy crowd? To put it bluntly, a nut job female that likes pronouns was dating one of my bosses, and it was a boss subordinate relationship. They tried to keep it hidden, but yeah. I called it day one because I observed the manager. I knew was a womanizer type, and the female, well, she dated many quite a few coworkers before and tried to keep it hush hush, and so I know how she hides it. And it was the worst kind. Pay raise due to sexual favoritism.
Fuzzy just likes it and they're like, where's my fucking rights?
And she and
You
said
see,
individual got a
here's the plan you need to have, Fuzzy. You need to have sex with your boss.
no.
Like they are.
Yeah.
Listen,
Work
just,
out.
you're just
I'm-
gonna get
I'm
railed
sure
a
you-
little bit, Fuzzy. Just let it happen.
Yeah.
He's like, no, Fuzzy's scared.
Wait, did you just suggest I get pegged?
Yes.
No, even worse.
Even worse.
You're getting shaved for that, REGULINE.
I never talked to Solaire, so he's not here. Interesting.
You just abandoned Sunbro.
Yeah, he never. I'm not doing
He's still
many
just
quest
standing
lines
there.
because Chatfish didn't want me to.
What are you talking about? Chatfish has wanted you to do every quest line you gave
No,
them the
we're
option
just doing
to.
Lautrec. Nope.
That's the one we gave them an option for.
Yep, only
Oh,
Lautrec.
I
Yeah,
forgot
'cause
one part of the story.
Other questions were to kill
it-
or not.
If anything, not talking to Solaire is actually a good thing.
Oh god, yeah. I mean,
Go ahead, Fuzzy.
He will die.
the big thing about YouTubers and that problem with dealing with women is you have to be cautious on who you trust because you might tell somebody in confidence, but especially YouTubers because they can turn on you on a dime. It's one of the reasons why I generally keep my distance, and I have a tendency to overtrust people on occasion, but it's also why I generally don't interact with YouTubers or try to avoid it.
Yeah.
Because many YouTubers, if not all of them, will throw you under the bus the minute they get the chance. Just in case any chatfish decide to do YouTube, make sure when you do it, you're always open about what you're doing and you're often aware of it. Like when you take a risk, understand you take a risk. When you trust somebody to keep something confidential and then they backstab that trust, because that's happened to me, and they're like, well, that was not supposed to be known to the public, but now it is, thank you.
Ow.
Then you learn.
Ow.
Yeah, it's a social art
There
to
you go.
feel out how if somebody of that to use a psychological term, dark triad Machiavellian manipulative type.
Triad. Machiavellian. Wow.
See, he jokes, but like there are
I
people
know.
I'm not
like
joking.
that.
I know. I know.
You
I'm
know,
just
just
really
the,
joking.
the term has been going around
I've,
for a couple
I know,
days,
but I've actually
and I
met
find
people
it
like
fucking
that.
cringe.
Like,
It's a psychological term, so I have. So it's why I use it.
Ooh.
ooh, chatfish.
It's-
Gravelord servant. He's already
I
gone.
don't know,
He's,
looks
already,
like
he's
a
died
trap.
already. I moved over there actually.
What's that about? What's this
So
one?
that is a covenant thing. So a Gravelord servant will cause phantoms to spawn in your world, only if you're New Game Plus. So they're only dangerous on the occasion that you're New Game Plus. It doesn't affect me in any way.
Okay, but what's the summon sign do then? It
It
just
summons,
summons one
it
into your
summons
world?
me to their world to go kill the Gravelord servant. And
Huh.
if they kill you, they get their covenant item.
It's overused like gaslighting. I mean, there's a lot of words that are overused, I will say, right? Like problematic. Problematic in the early 2000s, or not 2000, mid 2000s, like 2013 and 14, was so used that it became a poisoned word. And you see poisoned words.
By certain people, by the way.
Yep, because the word progressive. Progressive is not a bad word, but why is it got bad connotations? The word generally meant good things throughout history. However, why does it not do that anymore? Well, because, when you want to push a narrative or an agenda, it's sometimes a good idea to use good words as buzzwords. Not that they actually mean anything, but because the word had meaning and had prestige. Now the word's been so poorly used and abused, poor word, didn't do anything fucking wrong, that now when you say progressive, you think, oh, that's kind of cringe. Like, you think of an ideology, and that's sad. The word itself has been poisoned and tainted.
It's one of those modern day problems where if you try to use proper English, it is actually quite hard to do so because of the slang culture, for lack of a better word, that has evolved over time.
We can do the electric event soon. Oh, never mind.
Dark Spirit Invader has invaded.
Yes.
Is Dark
Maybe
Side of
he's a
Phil?
nice guy.
He's gonna jerk off on Squealy. Run!
No.
He could be nice. Could be
He
nice,
could be.
Squealy.
It could be friendly, you never know.
Dark
don't
Souls
think-
1 invaders are really nice.
Dark
Just
Dark
Souls
wants
Souls
to
3,
Mound
Dark
Maker
Souls 3
invasions.
invaders are a handbasket, whether or not they're nice or not.
Purple invaders are best invaders.
Purple invaders, best invaders, exactly.
It's like, who are they gonna fight? Who knows? Everybody.
Oh, there's the guy.
I'm gonna invade your world and kill all the NPCs and all the enemies, and then leave for no reason.
Where bro going?
He went
Where's
down,
Bro?
last I saw.
There he
There's-
is.
There.
I don't like him. Friendly?
Absolutely not.
Friendly?
No.
Sure.
Quick, get out your crossbow, shoot him back.
Come on,
Crossbow's
what's up, bud?
significantly worse.
It is, but it'd be funny.
Oh, look at that lag.
He's trying to backstab you, Squealy. Careful. You-
Lag. Beautiful lag.
The fact that they're using leg to be part of the exploit is kind of cringe.
Yeah.
It's kinda-
You can do that. I'm not coming down there. Ooh,
Oh.
nice.
Welcome, computer. Ghost on the way back.
I could plunge, but it's a very bad idea.
Uh-oh. He's bringing him up there for you?
No, he'll follow. This is why I actually like invasions, because it's half mind game, half actual skill play. Then there's the people who just abuse lag.
The problem I have with invasions is that most of the time I can invade, it's someone who's blatantly hacking or cheating.
Yeah. Those people ruin the game for everyone. But that's with any competitive atmosphere.
My favorite one was a guy who was so bad. He was literally unkillable. And we just kept staggering him because there was 3 of us. Like he couldn't do anything to fight us. But it was just that went for an hour.
That sounds awful.
I like how it has to go past the fucking giant. Motherfucker, I got plenty of stamina. Fuck.
Good, that was a risk.
That was a risk. Didn't pay off.
We don't want to get a potion, Squealy.
There he is. Oh, I thought he'd be greedy.
Oh, he's got
The
a
one
little
thing
ball
you
of
never
fire on his
do.
hands.
Oh, he's fine. Ow.
Oh.
Yeah, he's trying to wake up fire above me. Damn it! He doesn't have the Hornet ring. Oh, he's not that tryhard. He just has Black Flame, though. he just swung once, he'd probably heal me. Yeah, shit. Oh, he wanted the black thing kill.
Damn.
He's so proud of himself.
Oh yeah, he did good. He unironically did good. That was actually a pretty good fight.
Problem is, netcode is so jank. Like, I wouldn't
Yes,
consider even
jank is
any.
the netcode has not been improved.
Yeah, like it's even like, oh, it was a good fight. It's like, yeah, except there's lag jank going on, so it's.
Yep.
I could never find one of these fights to be good. Win or lose, it's just.
Okay. There you go.
Oh, I see.
Nothing about that looks fun, says Haverant.
Well, I mean,
Well, you're
some
not playing,
people.
so you wouldn't know the.
Squilly. So Squilly likes that kind of stuff. Happy Red doesn't. Just like I don't like that kind of stuff. It's not my cup of tea. There's an appeal for everything, right? Some people like tangerines. Some people fucking hate them. Some people...
Fucking hate tank.
Like me. I don't like soda.
Can you close the poll? Because I can't see. I can't fully see chat.
Tangerine.
I think Chatfish want invasions. Oh no! Just developers invade the
It's
server.
50-50,
Deletes
I
their save.
fucking knew it.
Like nah.
Every time I hear tangerine, I think tangerine and lemon.
One thing Vinsky and I discussed a while back for Legends of Treachery, because I can now talk about it because there's so few people here, which is good. Means I can say stuff and nobody will ever know about it. One thing we talked about though was what was the thing? My brain just stopped thinking for a second. Ah yes, how to do the different difficulties for our game. And one thing I had was this idea for a mode where you can just start the game as you would New Game Plus, but you have every ability already unlocked. And then while you have every ability unlocked, each encounter has been rebalanced with that in mind. And so every encounter is now intended to be designed around the idea that the player has a great knowledge of the game's combat system, and it will maintain this active challenge throughout the entire game. Now, whether or not we actually do that will be up to depending on whether we actually have time to do that. But I always like the idea of that because, like, wouldn't that be something? You give the player all the tools once they know how to play the game, and then you rebalance the entire encounters from the ground up with the concept of them being that they have all these abilities and that they will be that far advanced, meaning that you can really just fully partake in the combat system. Because I'm pretty proud of the combat system Binsky and I have made, and I think that it's one of the best turn-based combat systems I've seen, in my opinion. It's honestly the dreams combat system I've always had. It's got a long way to go, though, but I'm very, very happy with it. I just think that'd be fun. Is it possible to disable the invasions on the Dark Souls series? Asked Mango Red.
Yeah, you play offline. Or you play modded. In which you just play with a friend. That's how you do it. Now, the invasion thing, people do actually have a problem with that. A lot of people do. It's why in Elden Ring they made it a opt-in system. If you want to be invaded, you have to make yourself invadable. You cannot be invaded at any point in the game unless you're in a zone that's actually available for invading and you have a friend along with you.
Yeah, but that's also like, oh, I just want to play with my friend. Well, now I'm going to deal with invaders. It's just.
Yep.
Not
Because
fun.
again, the twinks and the fucking, by twink I mean like someone who got the best gear at that point in the game and then are abusing the fact that they have that gear. That's what I refer by twink.
Right.
Twinks ruin the game for everyone.
And then you set your game to offline, apparently Mega led.
Yep, you can just log off. Now, I'm go.
Well, Squilly gets murdered. Gunny says, I like the idea that enemies change their tactics or gain more moves based on difficulty. That's something that I actually like too. Like, abilities and things unlock on higher difficulties, but you have different types of enemies too that have different abilities, right? And then you activate those abilities or those like scripts basically that allow them to have those abilities, so the behaviors change.
Yeah, difficulty where the difficulty affects how smart the AI is or what
Well,
access to things they have is always nice.
it's not that the AI ever becomes smarter. That's I think a thing that a lot of games trick people into saying. They don't.
They have more tools in a way.
They have
Well,
more
yeah.
tools and scripts they're running. The game AI is they no game really programs multiple different versions of AI. There's just a series of different scripts, right? So if you have an orc run on this script in a city builder, maybe like if you're playing like Songs of Six, these different NPCs run on different scripts, but they have the same what do you call it, base quote unquote intelligence, if you want to call it intelligence, which isn't really intelligence, as the other AIs. It's just they run on different scripts. But the idea is creating the immersion that they're different behaviors, right? Even in this game, right? These bosses have
The
different
illusion.
scripts they run on, which give those scripts create different sort of behavioral patterns. And then Squealy's brain and Chatfish's brain, they're like, wow, this guy's got his own personality and his attacks. Yep, because the developers carefully designed it so that it becomes immersive. In a good game, you'll be immersed and you won't even realize that they're very, simple or even complex scripts running based on the behavior of the enemy you're fighting. Every enemy should be scripted to behave differently. That's always been my view. Yes, I know that's hard to make, but not a lot of games do this anymore. Some games still do, but like in regards to Ubisoft games or Call of Duty games, like all the fucking
Soulless.
NPCs are just the same.
The scripting and coding capabilities, you can tell, have gone south or downward trend for a while.
Well, the game can be like complex and hard, right, and difficult, but it's often stagnant, meaning there's only one type of enemy, right? Call of Duty has this problem where they have like a handful of enemy types, but they're all kind of the same and they all behave the same. And while that was kind of working in originally, in some games, it's why the most advanced part of a shooter is two factors. It's its gunplay and its enemy design. And the enemy design can be tied to level design as well. And this is why shooters have one of the what we call stagnation problems. It's one of the most stagnant genres, mostly due to the fact that it's very hard to develop further. Because if you want to develop it further, you need to go to the Republic Commandos route and actually try building up NPC relations as well as story and narration, and giving the player more control of it. It's sort of hybridization of strategy and first-person shooter elements. Travis, what hybridization did Compo
Hybridization.
Former Ghost says Fear is my favorite game to point to. The AI they created for that game was extremely immersive.
Yes.
Yeah,
It's
and that was
also
a unique.
hyper-specific.
Yep.
Yeah, it's very specifically made to its overall design, both graphically, the way they made the geometry. It is actually a college case study of if you want an AI to actually be a bit, not do the same thing every time, it is actually a reference framework. Though granted, that was a long time ago and a lot has changed, so it may not be entirely applicable, but it could be something you can innovate off of, and not a lot of people have done, if any, have done that.
The big thing to
'Cause
take
it's-
away from Fear is the NPCs were designed to work in the levels they were created for, so they were very hyper-specifically crafted for one particular role. And the reason why Fear works so well, and Fear is Fear 1 is an incredible shooter, chat. You should play. The first 2/3 of the game are amazing. It starts to taper off at the end because they ran on a budget and they started doing some dumb things with the level design and enemy design. But the first 2/3 of the game are fucking spectacular. Some of the best gameplay in a shooter in terms of gunplay and enemy behavior patterns because they're designed to work in those offices. Some modders have tried to make new encounters, but the biggest problem that the game suffers from is that when you take those NPCs out of those offices and those rooms they were designed for, they don't really behave like they should. Or immersively
Yes, the adaptive
anymore.
scripts or scripts don't work, and the adaptive behavior doesn't work right.
Yep. This is why highly scripted level design sometimes is better in terms of open world design. Open world design, enemy just walks at you in open world area. They don't really interact with the environment to the same degree as a hyper scripted scenario. Yep,
I just
Mingled.
want a hug.
That's the same philosophy we're adopting in the studio from looking at Republic Commandos and Fear. Because our AI is not going to be very good outside of the levels. Well, we do have a level editor, but we do have a script editor thing. So the idea is that hopefully people can edit the scripts, right? And
Tell
they can make
the
it-
AI how they're supposed to work in each level.
Yep, and how they should behave and behavioral patterns, right? That's the idea, and who knows whether or not that'll actually be in the, final cut in terms of, like, the editor being able to do that stuff. Because AI is
one.
rather complicated to work with.
It's like turn 1, AI go here. Turn 2, AI attack from here.
If player in
Turn
building, do this, right?
If player is close, get the fuck out of town.
Yeah. You gotta become a golden boy.
I am become golden boy.
Now, since we're on the topic of AI, oh, was that Squilly?
Oh, seeing if I fat roll. I'm good.
Yeah. Okay. And it is only because of my educational background. I get annoyed when I see all these.
Background.
Yeah.
Fucking
When I see
nerd.
company. Unironically, yes, math nerd.
Holy fuzzy, just fucking with me.
I know.
Big titties, by the way.
But yes. But finish my point. When I see machine learning, deep learning, neural networks, and all this AI thrown around in game development talk, I just roll my eyes at it. I was like, none of you I know have not messed with this tech and know how much of a giant pain in the butt and how computational how much of a resource whore a lot of these programs are.
Yeah.
It's like, if you really think you're gonna make these models run efficiently in a video game, it is that is a whole nother story. Most of these times they run on servers with 100 times more computational power than a desktop has.
And Microsoft wants to put it on the Windows operating system.
And you want to know the funny part about that? It only runs, at least from what I've read, it only runs on the Qualcomm Snapdragon chipset because it's specifically the way they made those chips is the only one that has the computational power to even run them. And that's not that much complicated of a neural network model. So don't entirely believe that we're going to get some AI revolution all of a sudden, unless they somehow
Pervert, you
make
lie.
it. Yeah, I was about to say.
Waiting for you to
why are
notice
doing
that.
I noticed right away. I only said something because you stayed there.
Yeah. Yeah, right now
Let's
the best.
see here. Firelink, yeah.
It bugs me that they actually that they call it AI.
It's not the. For those that actually use it, it's not the term. It's a neural network models is the kind of the umbrella term for it. And I believe actually, Kibbs, a lot of your artists have messed with a lot of this tech. The one that's most likely, or two of them. One is natural language processing, which is just messing with text. That's your ChatGPT. But the other one that may make game design more efficient is the one that has to do with convolutional neural networks and anything that deals with images. Because the potential is to make good artists a lot more efficient, so that a lot of the bad artists that say make all those bad game designs, you won't necessarily need them.
Well, it's like when it comes to anything. When it comes to design or design artists, like, using AI is kind of a... How do I put it? It's hard for other people to understand, but as an actual director for a studio, does AI have a place in stuff? Maybe. But the reality is that the biggest problem with using AI for any sort of creative work is it's always inherently modeled off of other people's work. And so you can't come up with new ideas. And the whole argumentation that all ideas are dead in a artistic sense is so far from the truth. Artistically speaking, the sky is literally limitless and will always be limitless. It's impossible to really put amount of, like, how many different types of designs and monsters are there in creation, right? So a lot of them are inspired and derivative of actual monsters in, like, D&D or, mythological beasts. But the reality is the sky's the limit, like the Temurians, right? Are there reptilian creatures in other settings? Yeah, of course. But are there Temurians? No. There is only one Temuri, because they're that unique, like the Rohirrans as well. And so that's the benefit of getting, like, an art director or something like that, right? Because you can then make everything, every conceptual design, a unique design. You also can't really copyright, and I don't know if they've changed this, but you can't copyright AI-generated images. You don't own the rights or the ability to own the rights because it's what we call in Quagmire zone. As in, like, it's It's not been determined legally, and trying to copyright AI generated images is it could potentially be safe, but it could also potentially implode upon itself. It really depends on what the feds are going to do. And if I had to be brutally honest, the feds often are going to do what the big corporations are going to want to do, and they want to make sure that those AI generated images are curtailed. So as a creative, you should be using homegrown, natural, organic art. Also, AI has its own problems. The death of CGI as an art form was begun with cheap tricks and AI stuff, basically, that Marvel started doing. And the entire industry copied it. That's why if you look at Davy Jones' Locker, to reference Bucky's point to a previous conversation that we talked about in a Bunchcast, that's why the Davy Jones looks so good, and like Revenge of the Sith looks so good, and even Attack of the Clones looks a little janky, a little stiff in some areas, but the CG just looks artistic and visually impressive. And CGI in TV shows like Stargate was visually impressive, like the battle for Antarctica. And the reason why these CGI scenes have looked so good and have aged so well and have this charm that you don't recognize is because everyone has taken shortcuts when it comes to making CGI now. Like AI shortcuts and cheap tricks that were instituted by Marvel. And these cheap tricks come at a cost. They make things look weightless. They make things look bad. Like, I cannot stress, Davy Jones is one of the peak examples of this. He's a CG like monstrosity that just looks intimidating. Like, he dominates every screen he is in. And the CGI is
fucking real.
Yeah, I know.
What he looks like.
It's unmarvel. It's back when Disney was still at the cusp of making good content, but it was also the end of Disney, the fall. Disney's golden age was coming to a close then, but it was still, a last hurrah for the old guard. This talk about everything worthy discovering has already been comes from always since had it at least since the 18th century. It's kind of a defeatist mentality, right? It's like, okay, Gibbs, every fucking setting you can conceive of has been done already. People have told me that and tried to demoralize me when I started my project, right? And I'm like, even if true, even if every setting has been done and every story has been told, my story hasn't been told before, and it hasn't been told by me, and it doesn't have my art, or not necessarily my art, but the artists that I hired. Well, technically I bought it, so I technically own it, but you know what I mean. It doesn't have Sal's or Carlos's art direction. It doesn't have the beautiful music from Robert, and it doesn't have the wonderful animations from Robin. It doesn't have any of these things. There's no game in existence like our game. There's no story in existence like our game. There is nothing like the project we're doing. What we're doing is revolutionary. We're making something new. And that is beautiful in itself. And you can't let the naysayers and people try to diminish you and your project. And because there are a lot of people that do that because they're envious of you or the thing you're trying to do, right? And you'll see this more so at the beginning stages when you're just getting started. I've already gotten over that hurdle, so I don't see that anymore. But if you're starting on your project, you're going to see people that come out of the woodwork and be like, it's just like that, or it's just like that, or it's just like that. And you have to just remember that there is validity to something people are saying because they're not being malicious when trying to tell you certain things like that way. Sometimes people are trying to compliment it, right? There can be a compliment saying like, wow, that reminds me of like old school General Grievous from the cartoons, right? And that I would perceive as a compliment. Well, I know it can be easily misconstrued as like, oh, you think it's just Grievous to you. The reason why they're making that comparison is because people work with frames of references. And so that is a frame of reference that they have. And they're using that frame of reference to try to communicate to you what it reminds them of in a positive way. Not that they think it's just General Grievous, or maybe it is. It really depends. It's all situational. There's a couple indies that I tried to give helpful critique for, but because I gave them critique and I tried to give them honest critique, they got mad at me. One took it a lot better than the other, and I expected to get the same from them, but they always told me like, oh, it looks amazing, It's like, well, I don't really want to hear that it looks amazing all the time. Like, I get that. I think it looks amazing too, but like, what about it? Like, what do you think about it? Don't just tell me what I want to hear. Tell me what you think about it. And then the problem with these fellow creatives, your peers, is that they get very much like they always tell each other what they want to hear. It becomes a sort of narcissistic echo chamber.
Yes, ma'am. Pat each other on the back.
Yes, and that's honestly why I don't really associate with indie projects anymore or talk to the indie groups. I wish them all the best, but the thing is, nothing healthy or fruitful came of those conversations. The best conversations I've had about my game have come from talking to Robin about his opinions, talking about Salah on how he views something. And yeah, do we disagree and argue about stuff? God, yes, we do almost every day. Is it stressful? Yes. These arguments can sometimes get heated because we very much want the product to be good, right? There's been times where Salah's one time like stormed off of a call. I remember that. And we laugh about it now, right? But it's happened in the past. Or where Carlos is like just livid at something that somebody else had done because it's like, no, that's not how it should be. And it's because everyone's passionate about the thing and we all want the same thing. And these argumentations are entertained, and the reason why we allow it in the studio is because we're all trying to pursue the best course of action. Now the vision is always the same, right? The director still, like myself, has the end say, and so that's what prevents a argument from going too overboard, right? It's like, okay, making the call that, and we move on, right? We drop it. Like the early idea of the game being 2.5D is what people would call it, or basically being 2D but with 3D models. That was originally proposed by somebody on the team because the idea was that it would shorten development time. But when we actually looked into it, no, it wouldn't. Now we need to hire somebody to model the environment and model these certain things, and then we need to get a texture to texture it, and now then we got the sprite, and it's just adding extra convolution to the art style, and it conflicts with the art style. Octopath Traveler. Artistically speaking, I think it's a visual fucking mess. I think it's hideous. I think it's awful when you use low-res art with high-res effects, like fog and like stuff like that. I don't think it looks well. Some people like it, and this is, again, a subjective thing because art is subjective, so it's okay to definitely disagree with me here because there's no objective correction here. But I do believe that, even though I know some artists would actually agree with me and say that it is objectively, I think that art is always subjective when it comes to this kind of stuff. And this boils down to, I think visuals are important to nail an aesthetic, right? What sets the mixer setting so weird and quirky? What makes Terrestria so alien and otherworldly? It's the fact that Carlos did a lot of the monster designs. Carlos excels at monster designs in general. That's when we had the decision to review the seeding of Terrestria and talking about, like, okay, do we keep horses and pigs and cows, or are we restricting ourselves in the fantasy element because we're too worried that it'll be too alien for people to like? And it's like, well, yeah, we are kind of restricting ourselves. Why would cows and piggies and horses be here? There are no cows and piggies and horses on Terrestria. Terrestria is not Earth. It's Terrestria. It's called Erifar. It was called Myth at one point. Like, these names of this planet, its history is old. It's older than our world. Like, it's got a much greater history to it than anything that we have on our planet. And so you need to respect that history and start respecting that world and then building things respectfully. Like, speaking of that, look at that fucking thing. What the fuck is that even? What the fuck?
It's adorable.
Little mushroom people like, waddle. That's pretty good. But that's otherworldly. That's alien. Yeah, it's bipedal. It's a little humanoid in shape, but you don't really see those when you walk around outside. Or those bigger little shrooms. They're so slow.
Breaks my guard immediately, by the way. These guys will knock your fucking Glock. Watch this. That's through plate armor, by the way. He will just knock you on your fucking ass. It's great. I love these guys.
But that is
Copyright.
why I don't interact with other developers anymore. Mostly because when I wanted to tell them my honest opinions, because I do hope they succeed, and I still hope they do. And I wish them nothing but the best. But I only said those things because I was like, this is my thoughts, and I think that what you're doing here is you're just making D&D. Or you're working on a tabletop game, but your tabletop game is just Warhammer 40k. You are just following in their footsteps. I'm not going to name names, because that's mean. But, and that was my criticism, was like, why should I buy your grimdark science fiction setting with your grimdark science fiction, universe, when there's already 40k? What's it series apart? And when the answer is like not much or nothing, then it's like, well, why are people going to want to play this? Like, if you want to make this because you want to make this as a passion project to you, by all means. But if your end goal is to make a product here that people are going to want to play, and it will be added to the library, because my biggest concern for these other creatives is that they follow in the footsteps of others. And why I tried to warn them was because I'm concerned that if you try to copy someone else's thing, like you copy Warhammer, which some people are like doing, or you copy D&D, then you're just a copy of something else. Like, make something you want to make. It often feels like some people just make things because they see other people making it and they want to emulate that. Or they want to try to make a quick buck. But they don't understand that, listen, there's going to be negative repercussions if you fuck this up. People will never view your word the same way if you fuck this up. You are dedicating your life to this. And not many people understand that or respect that. Goodbye, Lost Rock.
Missed Daryl earlier.
Daryl!
Too bad.
That dog is retarded. It's just a big dog.
Hey, big wolf. This great gray wolf Sith. If Chavish had funded the daily before I got here, we would have gotten the alternative cutscene.
I didn't mean fund at the
But
daily.
we're not gonna get it. You know what
Chappers
it
would have funded
Next day's
crossbow.
daily.
We could have gotten the crossbow fight.
Yeah.
I want to see Wolf Simp. I want to see him limp around.
What stuff was a she?
Get the limp. It's never stated. Limp for me. Yeah, no.
Like he's evil.
There you go. We got limp mode activated.
Demented Reguline.
Look how low the health is to activate that.
Oh my gosh, says
So
no one
few
even
people are
told
gonna
me
see
the
that.
amount I asked. To make him use crossbow, it was $51.
Yeah.
Well,
You're the one who counteracted
46. 46 now.
that. Hmm.
You monster, says former ghost.
You say you monster, yet getting the alternate cutscene would make it sadder.
No, for the DLC. Okay, what's the price to do the DLC?
It's Thursday's goal.
Okay, so then Thursday's goal. 254.
How much? We're not that far into the game, are we?
We're at the last 4 big bosses, and then the ending.
Okay, so we actually could end up doing the bosses. Or the DLC. But what about Squealy? Brings up Squealy. Hello. Hello.
Banana phone.
Uh-oh. I think your game crashed. Why do you laugh?
Because he's evil.
Yeah, we killed Beano. Radically milk toast has turned into a little glass jug of milk. He's like, eep. Well, now it's pointless. What do you mean it's pointless? It's not pointless. We can still do things. This is pointless, you big baby.
You can still show off the alternate cutscene. I think we
nice.
Did we
Bot
do
on
it for
Twitch.
the other playthrough? I'm pretty sure we did.
Their name was Man Lover.
You into men? You love men? Go ahead and make a poll, Kibbo.
What's the poll about? Squealing.
Oh,
Oh my
wait.
gosh, says you better have. I paid for it then. Wait, paid for him to not use crossbow? Is that what you paid for?
Yeah, elaborate,
Do the
Ghost.
I'm
DLC?
confused.
Kib, check the
What's the poll?
check Streamlabs just in case. The poll is to
Nothing.
do Seath.
It said
Seath-
nothing. Just go ahead.
Okay.
No, Seath and what?
Seath, Izalith, Nito, and lastly, Nulando.
Good night, Happy Rat.
There, Chatfish can vote. We have Seath, Izalith, Nito Cheeto, and Nulando Calrissian.
Okay.
Says a guess a character from Star Wars.
Swarmger says no for previous Dark Souls run.
Yeah, we did do the DLC for the co-op playthrough.
Yeah, we did. You don't remember that Ghost? Ghost. What the fuck? Ghost has ghost timers. He's a ghost timers, don't remember.
The intention of this stream for this day was to actually just beat the game because we left the game before Kip could beat it.
Thank
But then
God.
you had to drag your feet through the game, Reguline.
Dragged my
Definitely had
feet.
nothing to do with you having bad equipment.
You had to drag Reguline's feet? What?
Okay, I just must have missed it because of oversleeping / working, says former Ghost.
You betrayed me, Ghost. He's a come shine with a little traitor.
Mangalad asks, where is Priscilla?
Priscilla is also optional content. I'm letting all optional bosses be up to Travis to donate for.
Is Priscilla that one that fucks monsters a lot?
has a
No,
tail.
Priscilla is a hybrid. She's a half dragon.
Is she fuckable?
It's believed that she's the child of Guinevere and Seath. Because Guinevere gets around.
My
When
God.
Dark Souls lie about there's going to be a four canes, but instead there's a 5-guy restaurant.
But why?
India says killing Gwendolyn is prohibited.
Crap lover. Is that why?
It's pretty gay, India. You know, traps are men.
Yeah.
They are.
Bendio. Well, don't be a little baby about it, hmm? We have this little baby Bendio problem. Guinevere got around. She is not around anymore.
No, she got converted into a different god. The god of rebirth in Dark Souls 3.
Alright, poll is closing in 60 seconds, Chatfish. Currently, it's set to Nito Cheeto in the lead because he's Cheeto flavored.
Oh, Nito Cheeto.
Then Nulando Calrissian in second place because he was in Star Wars Empire Strikes Back. And then Izalith and Seath at meager 6 and 12%. If you are happy with the poll results and do not wish to contest, then forever hold your little bucket fishy fins in place. If you would like to contest, you have 60 seconds to do so. And state that you wish to contest the poll election, Chatfish. If it ties, I decide. You know the rules, chat.
And so do I.
When I'm away
Say goodbye.
Never gonna give you up. Never gonna let you down. Never gonna run around and desert you.
Chatfish owe me their penises. Like, get my penis. Well, let's give it over. Alright, nobody wishes to
Hold on.
contest. At what?
Hold on, you said Chatfish earlier don't have penises because you refuse to accept Albine's drawings as canon.
They have penises. It's little beans.
They're not giant penises.
No, they got little penises. They're like little bags of beans. That's what Chatfish call them. Penises. I don't
Yeah.
know what they are. All
Alright.
right, it's tied. I choose Nulando Calrissian because
Okay,
I
I'm gonna
like
do
Empire
Nulando.
Strikes Back.
You do?
He's a, that was very artistic game. Okay. As much as I like Cheetos.
Cheeto burrito.
Isn't Nito's fight like really gimmicky or something?
Yes. All the final bosses are gimmicks.
We're no strangers to Chatfish. You know the bucket, and so do I.
Your bucket is what I'm thinking of. You won't get this from any other kid.
I just wanna tell Chat how I'm feeling.
Just want to make you
Do you
understand.
stand?
Never gonna give Chat up. Never gonna let
Never
Chat
gonna
down.
let you down.
Never gonna run around and desert you.
Flip that.
There, now you got Rickrolled. He's like, what happened to our widow bowdies?
If
Find
it
it
says
funny.
Newlander with normal crossbow, that sounds awful.
It's not. In fact, it's Yolanda with Black Halberd. It's great, actually.
You've been making mincemeat out of all of these bosses with it.
He's been progressing, and
Do
Chatfish
I
don't want to stop
spend
him.
part of my coming paycheck now?
You
You
might
don't
be able to
have it
convince
yet.
Chatfish. Chatfish, make him use the crossbow for the fight. Like, no,
Oh,
don't.
Bad money, I would.
Four Kings has a timer. Fuck.
Chad, I'll meet you halfway.
I like those long little lanky things they have. That's adorable. I wish they'd stop, honestly. Kind of grosses me out, actually, now that I think about it. Like a spider. I hate spiders. I hate
Spitters. Spitters.
Chad, you just need to do $25 for crossbow.
Squealy starts speeding up as fast as he can. He's like,
And
That's-
I'll do the rest.
you heard him, chat. Chumba will raise $25 to help if you cover the other 25. He's offered you a once-in-a-lifetime deal to screw Squealy over and make him use the crossbow. Squealy's just going faster. He's like using hacks. Like I noticed you're focusing on going forward a lot more, Squealy.
Yeah.
He's like, there's a reason for that. Redford donates $10 to say, crossbow, potato kibs. Thank you for the donation. Chatfish, we just need to raise 15 more dollary dues.
Okay.
Squealer's climbing faster. Oh, it'd be a real shame if chat donated the other $15.
Give me the key. Give me the key.
You wanna know? He didn't really say much. He just sort of died.
This is
It
a
was
serious
just-
question. This is a speed run now.
Was it just potato kibs?
I don't want to tell chat how
Tell
I'm
you how I'm
feeling.
feeling.
Because chat won't
make them
understand.
understand.
Chat won't understand.
They can't understand. There's no such thing as Chatfish understanding.
Huh?
Where?
Why?
Yeah, we will be streaming
Streaming the
Elden
family,
Ring
you know
tomorrow. Also, what time does Elden Ring come out, Squealy, for my time? So
I
know.
don't
So
know. I need to look. I
Okay.
didn't get the chance to look.
we'll pre-schedule the
I'll
Elden Ring
look.
stream so Chatfish will worship me as a divine god again. Like, why we always worship him all
Tell
the
them
time?
how I'm feeling.
Make
Want
chat
to make them understand.
Never
Never
gonna
gonna
give
give
chat
you
up.
up.
You forgot about
I'm
chat.
gonna let
Ah!
you down.
You forgot. About... They're just like disappearing. Like, "Ee."
If it says sock phone too, okay.
That water effect looked really bad.
Approximately 13
It is
hours.
old effect. The remaster was not very good. All it did was just make the
Kids.
game run well.
13 hours, or it says approximately.
So, on stream time, there you go.
Gonna tickle chat. Gonna tickle chat. Gonna tickle them a
Gonna
lot.
rub their little bellies and then eat them.
Like, eep, because they're little fish sandwiches.
Hello, Dark Wraith. Wait, Dark Wraith.
They just
Oh,
wanna-
my nuts!
They just wanna grab you.
They do want to grab me. They want to grab me and just
Sleep
rip
well,
the
Liza.
fucking humanity out of me.
Right is up.
Do 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 doodly do dee do.
Chatfish belong
do,
to
do.
Kib now. Puts the little collars on them like eep. You know, because they're little slave fish now.
Oh,
Hear me out,
seven.
Reguline. What if you had that little hand shield in your other hand, in one hand, and the crossbow in the other? Think about it.
Ow, ow, ow.
Ooh.
Think about it. You could be cool.
I just wanna
Another
touch
armor's
it how
upgraded.
I'm feeling. And I think Squealy's gonna die. Neat, neat,
Ah.
neat, 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 neat. And Squealy's dead.
This is why you don't try to rush, Reguline.
Yep, haste makes waste, as they say.
Wow.
Yep,
Wow.
these phrases exist in human society because us humanskis have learned a few
Human
things.
society.
We're like,
Wow.
if we go fast, we fall over sometime. Falls down the steps.
Well, it seems Chatfish wants to be kind. No one wants to
do.
raise the rest.
See, well, Squealy says they do. I notice his speed is only increasing.
Chavs are so nice to me. You know, they never take the time out of their day to just annoy the fucking shit out of me. You know, they're very nice. The Chatfish.
New Londo ruins. What about Old Londo? Where's that?
That's Enerlondo.
How come New Londo looks bad?
Because New Londo was corrupted by the Abyss.
You know what?
So the Keepers decided to flood it and kill everyone here.
Chat,
Which is why there's so many ghosts and dark wraiths.
I am disappointed.
Why is
Squealy's mad, or whatever his name is. You mean Chumba?
Your name is Chumba. You Chumba
I'll
away.
do it myself.
Fuck you.
He donates $40 to do it himself because chat won't do it.
Fucking
Based.
cheater.
Thank you for the donation.
Okay.
Get that crossbow out, boy. You're about to play a long fucking game of Dark Souls. Better get fucking comfy. Gibbs, how much would a Yinglet profile picture commission cost? We don't do specific orders, so we just do 200 flats for all column slot orders.
No, Kibbs, do you remember what I sent a message about earlier today?
Oh, that? Yeah, we'll just cut that. Oh, just for that, that'll be 100. I know the one art piece you want to use. I'll cut it in half because it's a very specific thing, and technically the conceptual design is already done.
Yay, we're at 83 hours now for Bonanea.
I just want to
$204
see Squealy kill something,
for Thursdays.
but he can't
Ow.
because he's dead.
Be a shame if you lose your souls forever.
I don't give a fuck. So they're worthless at this point in the game.
Never
No,
gonna
that's more
give chat
crossbow ammo.
up. Never gonna let chat go because they belong to fucking
God
me.
damn it.
Mhm. This is what you get for making haste. Now
Haste?
I know.
It's
I know
really
you helped
haste,
this
huh?
bird.
It was haste, right? Yeah, it's totally haste. Not anything else that caused me to die there. Yeah,
Squealy.
I agree with you.
Use the crossbow like a Giga Chad.
Congratulations. Really?
Mm-hmm.
You now have a reason for your meanness towards me.
I've always said amazing, you spiteful little shit.
You now have an actual reason instead of just you're an ass.
You're an ass. I need to go get the fucking the stronger ember so I can turn this into a good, at least a stronger crossbow. Can I even get it to 15? I might be able to.
Still think it might have been worth it to level the heavy, but
Not really. Why don't you look at what the
I know, but I'm saying
actual
it could
differences?
scale up more. Like would have been more than just 5 at
It
that
would have been.
point.
It would have been like maybe 20 extra damage at max level. It's
I can
like,
always check.
it's something more. It's just not very good either way.
I'll check. I'm curious at this point.
Go ahead then.
Surely the wiki will have how it scales up, right?
Nothing. Nothing. Where's the? Just disappears. Okay.
Yeah, would have been like 31 damage if these numbers are right. So fair enough.
Ah.
Gonna plap your buns and fry you. Says I am.
Ow.
Damn, he got Boromired. Fucking Jesus Christ.
Shot to
man.
death.
He's like, ugh, like the other fucking
Oh,
demons.
this,
Like,
this game is gonna
oh.
go so fucking slowly with the crossbow. Okay.
Now, chat, how much to undo it? It's just like, beep.
Well, technically it would be $1.
No,
It's a donor war now.
$2.
it'd be 6.
It'd be 6.
Well, you don't want a kiss from him?
No, I don't really want to kiss.
Tell you, could have that cool shield,
Oh.
Eh.
and then you could do that to invaders.
Ow.
You should have healed earlier.
It's really
Steve.
unreliable, by the way.
That grab?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. But man, if you got
Fuck.
it off. Also, the shield not great.
Ugh.
I would say we'll institute the previous rule, REGULINE. You only have to kill an enemy once with the crossbow, then you can switch to your weapon.
Okay then. Switch back to this. That means I only got to kill one of the 4 kings with a crossbow. Then I can swap to
Oh no,
halberd.
final bosses you still have to you get the last hit,
Yep, the
at
last
the
hit.
very least.
But you got to get 4 last hits
Yeah,
with the 4 kings.
yep. Because if you actually only use crossbow, you're gonna be here for days.
I'm gonna be here for a fucking while, yeah.
Just gotta prove you can do it once, and then you're good. He's summoning Doom lost souls.
He is, actually. No, I'm slow. Do it. It's fuck.
Really killed that innocent little demon. Just like, well,
Oh,
He just wanted to hug.
He's a
You
human
murdered
being,
him.
Gibbo. I killed a human being.
never gonna tickle chat. Like, okay, good, because we tickle wish and we hate it. What do you mean? You love being tickled. always hated it, Kip. He's like, oh no, you've always
I've
loved it.
never enjoyed it. Ah, dies.
What the fuck are you talking about? You love being
Explodes.
tickled. I've always hated it. I just never wanted to tell you that I hated it because I was worried that you'd feel bad. Oh. And it's like, you know, and then I start
I'm
tickling
gonna
him.
fucking cry, kid.
And then I fucking tickle him anyways because
Okay.
I'm
I'm about to
mad.
duct tape both of you.
You
Yeah,
duct
let's see
tape
here.
chatfish together, then you got like a testicle. It's like two chatfish stuck together.
If you wait, if you
Deb's
tape enough
why.
chatfish
hairy?
together and then throw them, does that make a cluster bomb?
Yeah, these are
Might
like
be, might be.
bounce.
Catfish explode?
Yeah,
Again,
it's canon.
What do you feed them?
C4.
C4 with
Good.
sawdust.
Sawdust.
Cheeseburger. Yeah, that's a cheeseburger. Cheeseburger.
Never question what the patty's made out of.
Flash explosives.
Why does it taste?
We run and we explode.
Meaty flavor. Meaty flavor.
Very meaty.
If I pour that liquid smoke sauce stuff on things, like it's catfish is already eaten. Smoked hamburger. It's like, yeah, sure, whatever, dude. Sure, whatever.
Buck
Whatever
says
floats your boat.
chatfish are nuclear weapons.
No one's going to comment on that.
Nope.
Yeah.
No,
Is there anything further we need to comment on the fact that they
they already
detonate?
are. We know what they are, Fuzzy.
Jana recently did a nice little, like, dissection of a chatfish image. Showed the, you know, the suction cup, the machinery to make it suck.
Is it just a
The
plunger?
C4, the doll, which was disturbingly human-like. Massive brain.
Well, I'll be. That's a brilliant ember you've got there.
Ragnarok says chatfish act like grenades when hugged and taste like pencil erasers.
You leave that.
Formigo says Happy Souls reference brings me joy.
Just an old smith. I'd give my left arm for a gem like that. Well, thank you mightily for that. Now, just leave the rest to me. Andre of Astora gets the job done. You shall see.
Let's see. All right.
Don't get yourself killed. Neither of us want to see you go hollow.
Gorgeous, yeah.
Well, need
I almost forgot. There you go.
don't get yourself killed. Neither of us.
All of us want to see you go hollow.
Wonder if the
Alright.
heavy ones would be of worth at this point.
No. It's 10 points. It's 10 damage extra.
That could be enough to one-shot something.
I just leveled it. Like, it's currently doing 310 damage plus 48. It does okay.
I'm just saying, when you shoot an enemy, they got a pixel left.
Draw cooperation. Do I need to summon? Which
When
lady?
can you get the
or does it-
purple?
That's
outfit?
what I'm thinking about. Do I need to actually summon her to get that purple outfit?
I would assume so.
She's right next to the boss, so it shouldn't be a problem. There you go.
I like how there's enemies that are just the humanity in your inventory item.
Yep.
That's the guy you fought.
No, that's another player.
Oh.
You see their ghosts in Firelink.
It is a neat mechanic. Catfish show bioweapons. Yes.
Yeah. Mr. T Chatfish win. Mr. X, I mean.
Now,
Chatfish
what
breaks
do I
the
gotta
walls,
do
a
for
bunch of
Chatfish
people.
to need $7 for me to use halberd instead?
Whose Chatfish dick do you want to suck? And maybe
None of them really.
You're like, shut up, Chupa.
Like, a lot of them will abuse
The
it.
hell
Problem.
you accusing me of saying?
Because you're supposed to call me out for the fact that I said whatever. At least I pay attention to what I say. At least I pay No, I know what you're
I
thinking,
didn't even
Chatfish.
understand what you were saying.
Chip, that's because you were crying, so I was imitating you crying because you're starting to collapse because the emotional stress.
I think Kip's just failing to try to insult people's feelings.
I need to clean my apartment before Carlos gets here. I don't know when Carlos is gonna get here, but I need to start cleaning.
He's just gonna show up randomly.
Well, if he shows up randomly, he's not coming in here. He's not coming.
Carlos is visiting you?
Yeah,
Uh,
he's come all the way from Europa. But
That's a lot
he's
of
visiting
money.
a lot of people. He's doing a
Ah.
big American field trip, basically a road trip that he always wanted to try. He's not going to everywhere in America, but he's going to quite a few places. He's been super excited about it.
You're obliged to show him some real American burgers. What was that local place you have in your area?
And I'm pretty sure the other boys that are hanging out with him got it taken care of. I would hope.
Ah,
Yeah. Well, I know he's had Chick-fil-A now,
Nice.
which that was the first
You
time
must
I
have
ever had it.
Chick-fil-A.
It was very okay.
I've always wanted to have Chick-fil-A, but it's too far away.
we have
I'll
plenty
be
of it down
honest.
here in Texas.
The convenient store/gas station chain Rudders makes better fried chicken.
Butters. What? Let me look that up.
They also have their own brand of stuff like chocolate milk. Speaking of, I should have some more of that.
Chocolate milk's pretty awesome. I don't have any left.
Normally, I prefer Raising Cane's chicken if I had to pick one, but they're a little bit more expensive than Chick-fil-A.
I actually think the Rudders burgers, I mean, it's food custom ordered at a gas station, so it's not going to be cheap. But I think it was about the same price, if not actually less than the Chick-fil-A's.
I don't know if they have that around me.
But Rudders, I think it's
Yeah.
in mostly East Coast chain.
Ah, that's why. Because the only chains I've known are here in whatever southern chains here in Texas and northeastern specialized stuff.
I've yet to beat a one that didn't have good food, though. They seem to be pretty consistent on the quality of the food they make.
Although one thing I've been craving is one of those real Italian pizzerias that were carpet bombed all across New Jersey. You get almost no good Italian food down here.
Specifically the fried chicken sandwiches you can get
okay,
from
let's
Rudders.
see. I need to switch to Artorias ring. I can still fit minerals, so that's fine. Let's go on in. No.
By the way,
Do
since
you
Reguline's
mean
the
In-N-Out burgers?
oh, In-N-Out.
No.
Yeah,
So
In-N-Out's up
that's-
there.
Go ahead.
Yeah, In-N-Out's up there for good burgers I've had. Good price also. Good milkshakes also. In fact, I don't think there's a single thing I don't like on In-N-Out's menu.
I'll be honest with Conus. I did forget about Conus Fic when I was applying my dono.
And will she join me or will she die on the way down?
But you get invaded again?
No.
Remember, gotta finish him with the crossbow.
Yep.
We're talking like this: squish chatfish, throw chatfish, chatfish explode, chatfish respawn in your inventory. Well, Foxnick, that's the greatness about Sock Fund. You don't have to donate only to it.
I think
You
it's
can
almost
just
done.
slap it on every other donation. Kibbs is very generous with it.
Okay, and you start.
Yeah, I don't think you shot that one, REGULINE.
I know, I misjudged how much damage I was doing.
You were forgiven this time. Tasty.
It's true.
Never had In-N-Out. I like Culver's butter burger things they have. They're nice, but they're not healthy, so I don't have them anymore. Well, I don't have them hardly ever, actually, because they're not healthy. There's also this other burger joint by the Walmart near Sauk Rapids and where St. Cloud connects. This little bridge. And they sell steak burgers. They're
And
actually
the damage at the end that counts. For your benefit, Kamigawa, I will also kill the last guy with only crossbow, wherever he spawns.
That is acceptable.
There he is. Where is he?
Yeah, I will agree. For more goes in, it is overrated. But compared, no, if I were to slam Texas for one thing, it's the obsession with Whataburger. I don't get it, honestly. It's like, I've tried their burgers. I've tried another actually local Texas joint called Smash Burger, I believe it's called. Smash Burger has infinitely better burgers than Whataburger, and I don't know. Texans seem to like their Whataburger just like they like their HEB.
Whataburger's okay.
Oh, huh. Rutter's is not as widespread as I thought it was. I mean, it's literally all over the place where I'm at, but
It might be our local chain.
it's
Similar.
not all over the state, but it is. It looks like they're spreading. So Rutter's is, I guess, just
They're spreading.
growing. It's slowly spreading out. Where? So wait.
Oh, yeah.
This is actually spreading out. Where is it? Where's the
There you
start point? Where's Rutter's case 0? Patient 0 Rutter's.
By the way, Buc-ee's, which is a Texas chain, actually started branching out from Texas. But the problem they had is that they sell gas for too cheap. And the place they went to, they got sued for it because they outcompete other businesses around the area.
That constantly happens. If you try to provide the same service for cheaper, it's like they'll just go after you.
Because the way the Buc-ee's typically makes its money off of people going inside and buying from the shelves and shelves of knickknacks.
Is it a membership place as well?
No.
No, it's
Okay.
a gas station and supermarket-esque.
I wouldn't call it a supermarket, just a rest stop altogether. Let's
Yeah.
see here.
Indio is judging us as another discussion about hamburgers.
Hamburger. Now,
India's
kid,
not
it's
judging.
time for a
NGO's
three-way poll.
coming to America right now is like, right.
Kid, it's time for a three-way poll.
Let's see. What is it?
And not Orlando. Izalith, Nito, and Seath.
Oh, I should text Carlos before he leaves PA and be like, tell him he should get food at Rutter's.
What's the last
since
one you
apparently they're
said?
Izalith, Nito, and Seath.
not spread out.
Ah, you're a northerner like me, Rapier.
Yeah, I'm in PA.
He
Well, you're not
Chat freedom.
Keystone State. Woo. Also, apparently has the National Civil War Museum. Like
Well,
the
you're
biggest
still better
one.
than Jersey. I can say that much.
Five
That's a
Guys
low
Burgers
bar,
and
though.
Fries was alright.
It is.
I think the one thing about Five Guys and Burgers and Fries is I wish they double baked the bag because, like, damn, the fucking oily fries, because they're so oily, fucking, like, makes the bag soggy on the bottom. You'd eat those right away.
I don't like my fries like that. I don't like some seasoning and stuff like that, but I still want to
Ah,
taste the
carnival
potato.
fries. So sometimes in this little town I live in, the little carnival stand will come through that sells like hot corn dogs and like cheese curds and fresh fries and something else I can't remember. But I fucking bought corn dog and I bought a bucket because I sell buckets of cheese curds. I bought a bucket of cheese curds and a bucket of fresh fries. Oh my fucking god, that was so amazing. I hope they come back. Freshly fried.
Speaking of fries, Chick-fil-A does waffle fries, and they're actually pretty generous with the amount that you get.
Not that expensive too. You get the large ones for quite cheap.
Well, you
I
guys
think they're
heard,
among my
It's
favorite.
because the sandwiches are expensive.
you guys heard Red Lobster's
Yeah.
going out of business apparently, or starting to close down stores. It's not looking good
I
for them.
did see that.
Yes,
Yeah.
sad. You know why? Because Red Lobster has one thing that's amazing: cheddar biscuits. Cheddar biscuit. Nothing better than a little bit of cheddar biscuit with a little bit of lemon on top. Oh yes. Red Lobster was always too expensive, but I will say, stealing the cheddar biscuit recipe is definitely something I am proud of. It's everyone's stolen it because it's leaked, but like the fact that I looked it up and wrote it down has made me happy. Cheddar biscuits are amazing.
I did find out how some of the biggest, most allegedly well-guarded, well, some of the well-guarded trade secrets is entirely related to fast food. Or the food industry. Coca-Cola, KFC, Popeyes.
We have become full purple.
Good.
Well, figuring out, I think there's not really too many quote-unquote trade secrets there, Fuzzy. I'm pretty sure
No,
it's
there
pretty
isn't.
easy to actually just get the sauces. Because all a competitor needs to do is go through the store. It's not like fucking SpongeBob, you know, where it's a single store versus a single store. All you have to do is go to a store and buy a burger, and then you can literally, like, take it apart and look at what's in it.
Or just burger. Fast roll too, nice.
Yeah, most companies just do patents. Of which the only trade-off with the patent, once that's up, people can look at your stuff and finally innovate off it, although some of them will innovate off it earlier.
Yep. I know Bucky likes the Burger King, basically innovated version of it, from McDonald's for the Big Mac, which is the stacker. I've never liked stackers that much, to be honest.
I want to note that we're still talking about burgers. What was the poll read by like, Gibbo?
Currently says
It's
need a
Vito.
burrito. No one's contesting, so running the poll. Need a burrito is next. Hey, we want a burrito. Somebody needs to buy a
So-
Chatfish eating burritos.
So you don't like stackers, so like multiple burgers, or you mean like burger, bread?
No, stacker, well, I don't know what the recipe is for it now. But when I worked there as a little kid, the recipe was burger patty, cheese, 2 slices of a bacon, and then the stacker sauce, which is spread on the top bun. After the bun goes to the bun toaster. It's like sort of this like sort of yellowy sauce with little bits of pickle in it. I don't know. Maybe the stacker sauce has changed in terms of its recipe.
No, you're talking about like stackers.
The
you're talking
stacker
about a specific
sauce.
Stacker.
Yeah, the stacker
Okay.
burger itself. I think they rebranded it into the Big King for a while, and they call it something else now. I think I don't know. It's like
Have
when
you
they did
killed
the
them with the
status
crossbow?
fries. Oh god, the status fries were terrible.
No, you said it was okay to kill them with anything else because the crossbow can't kill them.
Well, all right.
The status
I
fries
will
I
for
never
your
liked because
benefit,
they were always so goopy compared to the regular fries. The one thing that Burger King fries has is that yes, they're thicker than the regular McDonald's fries, but
Okay.
because they're thicker, they absorb I think less oil less quickly, which means they're a little bit healthier. But it's marginally, but I want to point out.
Yeah, I never
Well,
liked
with
McDonald's
fries,
nor
if they
Burger
use
King.
actual like, you know,
I kind of prefer McDonald's fries because yes, they're greasier, and honestly, the greasy parts is why it's good. What makes it so good? Like fresh
McDonald's
fries
go
is
back to
preferable.
using actual like tallow and stuff, or are they back to using oil for the fries.
I don't know.
Oof.
I think Burger
Really
King
took
uses
damage.
coconut oil, or not coconut oil, canola oil. I don't remember 100%.
Well,
Not
Chick-fil-A
particularly
Canola
uses
oil the best.
coconut oil. I don't know what Burger King uses, but I'm pretty sure it's not. No, peanut oil, I think. No, is what Chick-fil-A uses, I think. God, it's hard to remember all these.
Gotta use some nice animal fat for them. Those are the best.
Nope.
Although, one thing Carlos must do while he's in the Northeast, try a real Northeastern New York-style pizza. And have several of them.
Not a big fan of New York
New
style
Yorker
pizza.
pizza? You mean greaseball pizza? Ah.
Honestly,
No,
if
I
I
mean
had
real
to pick
pizza.
like a particular pizza that I actually have a soft spot for, it's Chicago deep dish, which is more like a pie. I never
Deep
can
dish is
get those
good.
because they're expensive, and I can never eat them in time anyway. So, but if I ever could
Super-
get a birthday pizza, I'd get that Chicago
Super
deep
thin
dish.
crust can also be really good.
That's because it's more of a cracker than anything else.
Yeah.
Now, I have no light source because we didn't go to Islip first, so here we go.
Kenny says, I don't know why in Europe I can eat McDonald's, but in America I always get a massive stomach ache. Well,
That's a regional thing. A lot of the at least the U.S. fast food restaurants have different
Oh.
recipes and menus for different regions.
Yep, like McDonald's in New Zealand is not McDonald's in America. Just like McDonald's in New Zealand and America is not McDonald's in Norway. Each McDonald's is
Yeah.
actually localized slightly. While they are part of the franchise, they buy them differently. So, for example, right, even in my state of Minnesota, if you go far north to a city called Bemidji, in the far north of my state, which is not that big of a city, but it's the only northern city that exists, really, right? Bemidji has got this Burger King there, and I don't know if it's still there. It's a Burger King that's owned by one person, and this one person owns this Burger King and doesn't own any other Burger Kings. Not like Dolphin Fast Food or whatever, or other franchise owners, right? Tons of them are Red King or whatever they call themselves, which are a bunch of other ones, which are different companies. Now, the interesting thing about this Burger King is that it's incredibly advanced. And I don't know if it's still there, but it has like, they've got like on the desk and the front counter, they have little things where they can press buttons, and it's an intercom to speak to the back about specific orders, and they have like little digital tablets on the walls and stuff, and like, there's a lot of advanced things there. It's quite nice. And because the guys invested so much into it, like the Burger King store there is actually what I would qualify as like definitely an upper class in terms of like its overall like feeling for as far as fast food goes. It's very high quality and high tech, which is very interesting to see. Versus your regular Burger King that has none of that shit, or even McDonald's.
Yeah, it is why you see you often see vastly different levels of quality in the same fast food restaurant. It's heavily, as much as it's dependent on the
It's
corporate
different
side.
corporate, right? Because there's two
Yeah.
corporations now. Dolphin Fast Food Incorporated doesn't exist anymore in Minnesota because Dolphin himself was a pedophile, and he's basically in jail. I hope, but I think he got out sadly. But either way, that whole corporation was incredibly mismanaged. Red King, I think, took over a lot of locations that I remember being. But the thing is, different corporations have different standards, and these different franchise owners are like under an umbrella. Because McDonald's and Burger King's are umbrellas, and there are actually several different ones per state, and it can be even less than that. Depends on how many there are, right? Because franchise owners own like they get the license to like make Burger King stores, and then they own X amount of Burger King stores, and they have different items than other ones. For example, the Carolina Whopper. I don't know if that exists anymore, or it was the Carolina Whopper and the Angry Whopper was trialed in Minnesota, but never really took off in Minnesota because our franchises here tried it. Because it didn't take off here, they didn't sell it anymore. They sell the Texas Double or whatever it's called. Because that one did successful among Minnesotans, which is sad because I actually like the Carolina one, I think, a bit more. I think the Carolina one was nice. Had a nice little sauce.
You're just ignoring that woman. REGULINE. Also, I've noticed you've not been using
But
the
different
crossbow.
companies do different things. That's what I'm trying to say.
Okay. I'll kill the cleric with it, even though it's pitch black and I can't use the crossbow in the dark without putting away my one source of light. There you go.
Pains me to think of the trouble my failings have caused. I am certain that both Vince and Nico are grateful to you. Thank you so very much.
Goodness says franchises are basically corporate feudalism.
You deserve them all.
Not necessarily, but these different corporations own different branches, right? Or different sections. And that's why you have vastly different McDonald's or Burger Kings, even in America. Because technically they're not all the same, but technically they share the same menu items that are like, classic to the franchise. This is why it's fascinating to actually look at these corporations, because they're actually different per region. Some are mismanaged, some are managed well. And so you can be in one area where everyone hates fucking like Pizza Hut or hates Domino's or whatever. And then you go to another area and everyone's like, oh my god, like Caesar's Pizza is the best. It's cheap $5 pizza, but it's really well managed here. Well, yeah, it's managed well by that person because that person's competent.
Yeah.
It can be hyper individualistic. That's why, like, when it comes to stores, I remember our sister stores, because I went to those sister stores and worked at each one, because sometimes they'd be short, and we'd send aid, basically, from our store to their store to basically help volunteers. And I volunteered a couple times to help in a sister store. I forget in what town. But I remember helping in there, and I remember being like, this is much worse. Like, we have it pretty bad, because we didn't have proper funding or budget. He's got to scoot him.
Talk about things. I did you wrong, but I didn't mean it. These temptations, they can, well, overcome me. You know what I mean, don't you? Please, forgive me. You and me, we're jolly undead outcasts, aren't we?
Do you forgive him or not?
For heaven's sake, let's not
No.
talk about, eh? You're still alive. Said I'm sorry. I know. Here, take this. It proves something, doesn't it?
Nice. So, the patches conversation, right? When you return to him and if you told him that you were a cleric, he will try to kill you after that because he hates the fuck out of clerics. Hi, buddy.
Why?
You haven't killed one of them with
He
a
always
crossbow.
has. His reasoning in
Reguline.
Demon Souls, because he was in that game, was that clerics do nothing but make things worse for everyone around them. And that could be said for the clerics in Dark Souls 1 as well. Chumba, don't be unreal. Okay.
Just shoot him.
You think I have any sense of speed with this crossbow?
Yeah.
Do you think I can stay locked on with the crossbow?
You need to lock on for a
Oh
second.
look, a
and
bus
shoot.
door.
It's not
Coward.
boss door.
Yeah.
Coward or intelligent?
Yes.
What's funny is the suppliers sometimes actually are shared by certain companies, right? But generally it depends. Like, I remember I had to go to the meat packaging facility to pick up burgers for our store once. Now, me being required to actually do that is actually incredibly unethical for the business, but at the same time, I didn't really complain about it because, well, our store was horribly mismanaged and we had understaffed and we had turnover rate that was incredibly high. We can't keep employees. That's also why I was paid as much as a manager, and while I wasn't in charge, what do you call it, the second command, team captain or whatever, we didn't have one, but I basically was one. And I know that they were probably going to make me manager at some point, but I don't fucking want to be there. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? Yeah.
I don't think the AI. I don't think the AI understands how to deal with someone using a crossbow.
It really does seem like it doesn't know what to do.
Like he stops there. It's like, I don't know what to do now. Okay, let's go.
Some franchises, though, require you to buy all your supplies from them or select few approved suppliers. Says Uniless.
Meals. I've already killed one with a crossbow.
You did. I didn't say anything.
I know, just make sure you know.
I actually am watching.
Unlike Kib, who's on his own tirade.
I am actually watching. Screw, what else am I fucking doing? I have to sit here and stare at the screen, otherwise the face tracker doesn't work. The chat can't see Aerith wiggle around and blink and, you know, her mouth move.
Ah.
That guy will count for the other giants.
Like unironically, like the giant dogs are they're not feasible to do. I'll be honest.
I think
They
you
move
can
they
do
do
it.
they
I
move too
believe
fast
in
and they're
you.
in the dark.
I believe in you.
Okay. I killed Pin with a thing, right?
Yeah, you did.
Fuck.
Like a Pinwheel becomes a basic enemy.
It's because this part of the game isn't finished.
Oh, look at the little adorable babies.
Baby skeletons.
Little baby skellies. The issue with not rewarding hard work, you get idiots at the top who just kissed ass hard enough.
Okay. Whee! Oh.
Ah, forced damage, don't you love it?
One of the reasons why I had really no qualms about quitting and being pretty cruel about quitting and just walking out, basically, when I got the
Because this
job
game
opportunity.
the game's. Oh,
Yeah, we know about the
you're
boss.
You're talking.
Fucking squealing.
I thought you were talking about the game and how you quit the game early.
No, I'm fucking talking about a job. One of the jobs I had, like Burger King. The reason why I just pretty much didn't give them like a 2-week notice is I said, as soon as I get this job, I'm leaving. Because I know I'm going to get it. Because I'm tired of being here. And I'm tired of the mismanagement and like all the trash. Like, oh my god, it's terrible. The reason why I stayed at Burger King is because I lacked motivation to do anything else. Because I was waiting for my YouTube channel to take off.
And eventually it did.
Yep.
And now here you are. Jiggling tits for chat.
Yeah.
Anti-piracy job came sooner than that, though, I'll point out. So I ended up doing anti-piracy work before that. But yeah. And I warned him, too. I didn't not tell him. But at the same time, it's like, you guys are fucking incompetent.
Like, it is bad form to leave a job before a 2-week notice.
But after all the shit they made me do, like,
Yeah.
I went to Coburn's to buy ketchup for them. I went to fucking, because we ran out of ketchup because the fucking store manager didn't stock things. I went to fucking the meat packaging plant where they get the meat to get the meat picked up because the shipment wasn't on time. We were out of burgers at fucking Burger
Don't think
King.
I didn't notice that, REGULINE.
But,
Also,
oh, I forgot. Damn it.
I learned so much about what it's like to be
Now
a
you
grunt.
must do it all over again.
That's also why whenever I go to a store and they're out of something, and I'm like, that's okay. I don't get mad at the person on the front counter because I know better. I realize that the person on the front counter is more likely they were like me. They get shit from everybody that comes in, and everyone is mean to them. But in reality, they have absolutely no power, and they're just there to take shit for whenever the fucking store manager fucks up. And so I understand them, and I'm like, you know what, it's okay. Well, what else do you got? And I was like, oh, got this. And I'm like, yeah, that's great. And I know the next guy behind me is going to be an asshole, and the one behind that's going to be an asshole, but I won't be that person. I won't be that fucking asshole who's just mean for no reason. Because when you're having a bad day, you're having a bad day. When the store is out of things, everyone inside that store is stressed the fuck out. None of them want to be out of stock on things. They're all fucking pissed off. They're all fucking mad. They're gonna hear the same thing. What do you mean you don't have this item? And it's like, well, yeah.
What do you mean? I've always been upset by that.
Or it's like the ice cream
train of-
machine
that-
broke.
that-
Well,
that-
the ice
that,
cream machine
train of
broke. I
logic.
don't know what you want to do. Like, literally, the little fucking ring that's supposed to go in this little thing that spins broke. I don't know what you want me to do. It's broken. A new part's on its way. Maintenance is going to be dispatched to this building. But they're in queue because we're in queue because other buildings are in front of us. When maintenance gets here to take care of it, they'll be here. But the reality is, maintenance won't be here for another week. Maintenance won't be-
Don't get
Yeah,
mad
it's
at
one of-
me. It's out of my control.
Yeah,
But
it's
they
one of
will
those
get
things
mad
that
at you because you're the closest
yeah.
thing.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of those things this line of work teaches you is that a lot of customers suck. They expect you to know everything. They expect everything to magically grow on trees, and they just unbearable. Oh,
Some
where is
customers
this
are that way.
thing?
It's
Not
a
all
bit
of them,
of-
but some of them, yeah.
It's a bit of a prevalent. The world revolves
You
around
also
me mentality.
you also have to remember that customers are people too, and this is something that I realize. Like they could be having a bad day, right? Like for example, some guy got into a car accident. I remember not too far away from the store, and he came in and he was clearly shaken up, right? And so I just went over to him like, "Hey, dude, are you doing okay?" And he's like, "Yeah, I just got in an accident. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna. Is it okay if I like sit here for a bit?" And it's like, "Yeah," because you can see his car smashed over there, and like he's waiting for people to come in, but he's clearly shaken, right? It's like you just go and I went back and it's like, hey, you want a coffee? And it's like, yeah. And then you just make him a little coffee and then you hand it to him. It's just basic courteous things. Like that's not going to cost the store fucking anything. All it's going to do is gain the store a reputation because it's nice customer service. And secondly, you do nice things for people who are sad. And then there's other things where you get somebody who comes in all the time and just like, I want a cup of water, and you see them take soda. And then they're abusing things because they're not, and then you tell them to leave. And, well, I can't leave it public property. It's like, bitch, I'll call the cops. Like, this isn't public property. This is private property. It's owned by Dolphin Fast Food Incorporated, actually. And you're a guest on the premises. I have the authority to tell you to leave. And if you don't leave, well, I don't have the authority to remove you. I can call somebody who does. Which is the local police department. Oh my god.
Thankfully, at my time working in retail, I was never harassed by a customer.
Oh god. I was a lot. But that's also because I worked a lot too. Like most days were good days, I'll be honest. Only a handful of days were bad, but the bad days always were the worst, and you always remember them. Because they leave an impression.
Where I'm at, sadly, you run into a lot of stupid people that don't know how to use their eyes.
Also, I always see people complain or like mention about how fast food, the ice cream machine's always broken. Never had that happen whenever I've went and gotten ice cream at a fast food place.
It can happen because
whenever I've
the
done
ice
a
cream machine
milkshake.
also makes shakes as well. And so certain stores, like, it gets a lot of use, right? And the problem is the machine's old. Like, for example, in the store I worked in, this ice cream machine had been making fucking twisty cones for fucking damn near a decade. But the reality is it's too expensive to replace, so the store doesn't do it. And because corporate mismanagement from Dolphin Fast Food Incorporated, because Dolphin Fast Food is really bad. They were extremely corrupt. Because, for example, the maintenance guy in charge of our region, one maintenance guy, by the way. One maintenance guy. The fucking president of the corporation decided to fucking use the maintenance storage to store his private fucking yacht boat thing.
Oh my god.
And so,
Damn it.
and basically also make the maintenance guy work on his stuff rather than actually supporting the stores. So not only do we have one maintenance guy to manage 7 buildings in our district region, or whatever the fuck it was. I don't remember how many buildings there were in total. This poor fucking maintenance dude, who was a really nice guy, by the way, was so over fucking worked, it was not even funny. But that was the biggest problem of mismanagement we had, besides the store manager being incompetent and mismanaging in terms of supplies, what we need stocked, like never having enough ketchup, or not having enough syrup bags for the Coca-Cola machine, or things like that, or not enough ice cream bags, or God forbid we ran out of fucking burger patties. God forbid It's better to slightly overstock than it is to understock, because by God, at least if we overstock a little bit, okay, there's a little bit of food waste. Yes, you're not going to get your bonus or as big a bonus because there's a higher food waste from the store. But you know what's going to happen? Our store's not going to plummet in terms of reviews because we're out of stock all the goddamn time on frivolous things like ketchup cups and shit. Ketchup cups and shit. Oh my God, the incompetence. All because of greed.
Yes, I would
But end up
compare Sunken Keep to Izalith Daunting Hunter. It's that bit of a DLC.
And he says the ice cream machine is also ludicrously complex. One of my
Yes.
friends used to own a McDonald's franchise. He showed me the internals.
Oh,
As an engineer, that thing is horrifying.
yeah, the twisty cone machine is absolutely terrifying for the Burger King store I worked in. Taking it apart and cleaning it is a nightmare, and I hated when it needed to be cleaned. Now, it has to be cleaned because, you know, the sugar coagulates and it turns into black little things. This is something that people get a little bit creeped out by because they're like, if you take your soda cup and you go to a store and you push the little soda nozzle thing and you see little black specks appear in the soda, this can be upsetting when you first see it. But those black specks are just coagulated sugar. It's just because they haven't actually washed the nozzles. It's not dirt. It's not a booger. It's just literally dried sugar that just compacted
It's
in that spot.
sugar boogers, kiddo.
Yeah, sugar boogers, I guess you could call it.
Yeah. Also,
Terrible.
Reguline, remember, you just have to get the last hit on the boss with the crossbow.
I know. I was like, this isn't working. This isn't working.
Yeah,
this
really.
isn't working. But
You
Kibbs
really
was
enjoy.
on his, but Kibbs was on his tirade. So I was like, okay, I'll be quiet.
I really enjoy
just need to
making
get the
regular
last
line
hit.
suffer.
And the thing is, I learned so many valuable things working at Burger King. I actually think more kids should be working at Burger King. I'm actually annoyed that I see old people whenever I drive by fast food buildings. I get that old people maybe do it in retirement or whatever, but I think it should be almost mandated for children to go to work at fast food stores. Here's why. You learn valuable teamworking skills. You learn the ability to communicate with people in general, or communicate as a team, also to communicate with customers, and learn a level and modicum of respect. You also start to respect craft a little bit more, and you stop taking things for granted, right? Like when I see somebody working on doing something, I think about that person and what they're doing and what they might be going through, and I try to go like, okay, you know, this is a person, this is a human being. They could be having a bad day, so I'm not gonna make their day any worse. I'm just gonna order the thing I want, and if they're an asshole, you know, I'll just kind of ignore it. But if they're particularly egregious, yeah, then I'll get pissed off, right? But I always give the benefit of the doubt and this extra layer because I understand that what it can be like to work in a very shitty situation or be, you know, having a very bad day, because I've had hundreds of bad days. Like, I know what it's like. I understand. And when you understand that, when you see that, when just,
Crossbow.
oh my god, how do I put it? Your crossbow, bitch.
You haven't
But
killed them.
the big thing, you want to know a magic trick in order to make working at these fast food joints fucking super easy, if you ever do, and you're, let's say one of our younger chatfishes work at a Burger King joint for whatever reason, and need some quick bucks because of an hard time. Here's what you do. You smile. You know why? It's fucking hard for people to not smile back when you smile at them, and you look them in the eyes, you smile at them. You know why? Because they just can't help themselves, because they're also retarded like you.
Except me, I never smile when somebody
I
smiles
smile
at
at
me.
them all the time, and then they smile and they look away
Fuzzy,
like,
you
and
can
I'm like,
shut
yeah,
the fuck up. I can hear you smiling in your voice, Fuzzy.
yeah.
No, I'm not.
No, I killed myself.
You fucking idiot.
That makes me smile,
Nice.
though.
Fuzzy, I can hear you smile every
If
time
you ever
speak.
work in
You
retail
can't even say that.
or in any sort of retail or customer service
No.
situations,
I'm not smiling.
being happy and being kind and being nice and saying and just like, hey, like, hello, welcome to Burger King, what can I get you? And you just smile at them and like, oh, I'd like a double cheeseburger. That sounds great. All right, would you like anything else, or like that meal or whatever? Because you got to do that because part of the fucking little board of things you have to say. And if they say no, then
Okay.
you're like, all right, let's get that burger for you. And then you just fucking ring them up. You're like, all right, that'll be up in a second. You know, here's your receipt. Or do you want your receipt? And they don't. And you just tell them the order number. And then guess what? You waddle over there. And you pick up the little cheeseburger. And you put it in a little bag. You put little napkins in a little bag. And you hand the little bag to them. And you're like, here's your fucking burger, you little son of a bitch. You little fucking
Important.
Okay, do you still have nightmares of the beep beep of someone at the drive-thru?
Yeah, I sometimes get stressed out, honestly. So like, one of the things is because there were so many rushes and we were so understaffed. I would do drivers because drive-through because not anybody could do it. But we have 2 lanes in our drive-through, and our store was originally designed because there was supposed to be a mall built in the town where the store was, but the mall was never completed or nor built. And because it wasn't built or completed, we have a much larger store than we reasonably should. But we should also have a large store because we are, it's sitting on a major highway vein, which gets massive amounts of traffic and sales, right? Like insane amount of rush out. Rushes can be horrific. Like lines out the goddamn door. So you better be fucking prepared. And this is from like, you know, but the big, oh my god, the beeps. The problem with the beeps is that the drive-through beeps, because sometimes days would be bad, the stress of hearing the beep and the beeping noises of the drive-through lane like caused issues for me after like I started working there. And these issues were just like were stress related. I would stress out like laying or like hearing things, or I would be like I would hear a noise that would beep and it would set me off, and I would just feel like anxious, like on edge. And it was like really bad for like a good the first year of after quitting Burger King. And I don't know how to describe it because it sounds stupid, right? It's like a Burger King thing. Why is it so stressful? And I know because I talked to Alldog. Alldog's like, you probably have some form of PTSD. And I'm like, what the fuck, Burger King PTSD? But I remember those beeps, and those beeps were like, I don't know how to describe it. You're laying down, you're trying to go to bed, and you're like, fucking Christ, something, there's an order. I gotta get to it now. I gotta get to the order now. If I don't get to the order, they're gonna get mad. And it's like, no, there's nothing. There's nothing. There's no orders.
You actually sound like you have PTSD.
And it stressed me out because I worked so much, and you don't understand. Like sometimes I would work 17 hours. Like one time I worked a 17-hour shift, and it was horrible. It was horrible. The pain, it ached. I couldn't stand. You know, my feet are fucked up, right? 17 hours for me? Oh my god, of standing. Oh, the pain. Like walking up the steps was bad. Taking a shower to clean myself up to go to sleep was bad. And then laying down, the fucking pain. I remember actually like tearing up. Actually when I laid down because it hurt so bad. Because hard floors. Because the store can't be fucked to buy little pads for people to stand on. Even though other stores have them. But because our store doesn't buy them. Because we just don't care. Hell, I even offered to buy a little work pad for me to stand on. Just so I don't have to be in agony constantly. But the beeps were actually really bad. Because they absolutely tormented me for a while. No, it wasn't specifically anything in relation to burgers. It was just the stress. The stress of like, guys, come on, we gotta get this together. We gotta get this out. We gotta hurry. Like, if we take too long, there's a threshold when no matter what happens, everyone that comes in is mad. And when everyone's mad and yelling at you and calling you worthless, it hurts in a way that it's hard to describe. Like it just makes you feel bad. And you feel like everybody hates you. Because they're stressed out, and it's not their fault. They're customers. They don't know. They don't know that everyone behind them is like... They don't know what's happening, and it's not really their fault. So you don't get mad at them, but you get mad because everything is not happening. That fucking chicken is not getting cooked fast enough, you know? Because we didn't prep enough fucking chicken. Like how sometimes we fucked up, or fucking one of the cooks has actually forgotten something, or worse, you fucked up and you forgot, you actually put something in the wrong fucking bag. Hang yourself moments. Because fortunately, that does not happen as hardly ever, at least in our store. But that did happen a couple times, and it was like, oh my god, it was exacerbated. Because there was one point when, I'm not going to name names because I know this person, and I know they watch the channel sometimes. But
They do.
somebody put something in the wrong bag multiple times, and it was a series of incompetence and stress and other things, and it was just like, it was compounding. And it's like, one order was fucked up, next order was fucked up, next order was fucked up. And then all that cascaded down because of a fucking, some sort of, I can't remember if it was a miscommunication or something. And it fucking imploded because people came back incredibly mad. And rightfully so, they got the wrong items. They bought something and they got something wrong. But it happened in the middle of a rush. And it was a one-time incident. And that incident was burned into my mind because of how fucking awful it was. And it's just like, Jesus Christ, I remember being so fucking mad. And I remember that was at that point when I literally walked over to that section front counter where the manager was, and literally just started checking the bags myself to make sure the orders were attached correctly. Because I'm like, what the fuck is going on back here? You guys don't have to deal with the fucking screaming, but I do. It was awful.
So why did you go naked for that in REGULINE?
It does do damage to your equipment. Minor damage,
Okay.
minor damage. And also because I can move faster if I'm naked.
Hungry people aren't very cooperative, says Glow in the Dark.
It's not their fault. I'm never really mad at them. Like, the customer doesn't know any better, is the reality. And it was never their fault. But the reality was, sometimes it was a fuck up on our part. Worse, it was incompetence from our own team members. Because they were fucking idiots. Because they weren't team players, or they were fucking off, or they were looking at their fucking phone. I get it. You don't want to be here. I don't want to be here either. But let's try to get this shit over with so we can go home. Not so Kibbs has to stay and help close the store, even though he opened or helped open. Because of the incompetence and the idea of leaving people behind. The issue with me is I can't leave people behind. Like, I see the fucking next team come in, and the fucking state the store is in because we've done such a piss poor job of maintaining things. And it's like, no, I can't leave these guys to this shit. I stay, and I help them close. And I know it hurts. My legs hurt, my feet hurt, my body aches, but I can't leave them behind. They'll never close in time. They're not going to get to go home.
Morning, Janos.
Morning, Jano. And that's the shit that pisses me off the most, is because, oh my god, there were so many people that would just not finish their job, or be like, oh wait, do this and they can go home. And they wouldn't do it, they'd half-ass it and be like, fuck, get out. Like, I'll do it myself. These fucking people that are coming in behind us are part of our goddamn team. You guys need to stop this petty drama and be like, the night crew didn't do this right. Well, maybe if we didn't leave them in such disarray, they wouldn't have this problem. And so I ended up staying and helping to close. And I made so much fucking money. It wasn't even funny. And I remember getting, like, the store manager even came to yell, like, what the fuck is going on? Why is he being paid this much? And he's like, well, because everyone else here is incompetent. Everyone else here. Without me, this store won't function.
Ah, yes, that we didn't actually design this boss fight.
No. Yeah.
Damn right,
Again.
Gunny. You don't leave burgers behind, but you don't leave your coworkers behind. You're part of a team.
Dark Souls is unfinished. Did I say that the stream yet? Did I say
No,
that?
not this one. Not this.
I like how you
stream.
slide down.
Previous
Like,
stream, yeah.
whee! Oh my god, I'm so mad.
the crossbow.
I've worked myself up into a fervor
I did
about
use
Burger
crossbow.
King.
Yeah, I'm saying shoot it while you're just sliding.
I'm angry.
Don't let me.
Sad.
The amount of people that aren't team players, though. Jesus Christ, I hope they burn alive. Yeah, I'm sure you've had that experience too, Squealy and Goomba.
There are plenty of people at
Oh.
my old retail job that just didn't actually work.
Didn't do their fucking job. And so everyone else had to pick up the slack.
Here's the problem, right? I would be in the restroom using, because like I ate dinner before I actually went to go to work itself, because I worked night shift. And if I was in the restroom and I didn't hear them calling for me, they got super fucking upset. The system managers. I was once threatened by one of them that he was gonna write me up and get me fucking fired because I didn't fucking respond to him because I was on the fucking toilet. And after that experience, that was when I was looking for another job, because that was I felt like actual shit. Like I did not want to work there ever again. I hate the people I work with. I hate the people that I worked for, and it felt like they were not interested in having a good working environment.
Greg, I have to ask, what is this thing?
Chaos bug. Dead.
That was
The
a boss,
actual
a
answer
bug?
is a boss that wasn't actually finished.
Yep.
Uh,
Let's see.
When I was working the night shift at my job, I actually a lot of experience with people who just refuse to be a team player in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
And every instance of that always led to me personally getting fucked over because of it.
Hmm. Yeah, I know the feeling. Because I remember,
Actually,
never did the closing stuff, but I always felt bad for the people that close, because like you leave them with a mess, and then the problem is it's like a slippery slope, right? If one part of your team doesn't do their part, then the other part of the team is there all night and mad at the other part of the team, and this forms factionalism, and factionalism breeds this sort of like hatred internally, which leads to team members not working together well and adequately. Leads to Chumbas fighting other Chumbas. Chumba Civil War.
Indio says he's back with bread from 2 days ago as dinner.
Fucking Benny, you just got paid. Go buy food. You know, Benny, you're gonna be poor. Benny, you're gonna be...
Do you think Bendio can pay for food? It's not possible.
Bread from 2 days ago as dinner? I mean, bread from 2 days ago is still good bread. Unless it's, like, moldy or something. It's still edible. Bread lasts a while. Like, at least
There's
a
Huge
few
no-
days.
bakery bread.
I have no fire pyromancy, so up we go. Bye.
Coward.
Oh yeah, I need a crossword for this bit.
I was not at Burger King when DoorDash existed. I left around 2014, I think. I had worked there throughout high school. I graduated in
Nice.
2013. I think it was 2015 that I left. Early 2015, because that's when I got the anti-piracy gig. I think it was 15. Or it was 16. No, it couldn't have been 16. It had to have been 15. Because I worked at Burger King as a high school job, but then
Okay.
I sort of got too, what's the word? Too invested in, like, the people and trying to help people there that I didn't want to leave either. And didn't really have a desire to leave, because it's like, this is the thing I know, and I'm making a surprising amount of money through overtime. Because overtime I was making a lot of money at Burger King. And also because I was being paid a manager wage, but not being a manager was funny. Combined with the OT, Jesus Christ. It wasn't terrible.
Were you making the game at the time?
Yeah, I was always been off and on working with the game. But Tyler and I were talking every time after work about it. We would spend hours in the
So-
parking lot afterwards talking about the project.
At that point, it was just you and Tyler.
No, eventually Tyler got moved to a different store because there was another store in a neighboring town that was doing even worse due to mismanagement. And so he got assigned there because they had no managers. And Tyler got elevated to being a manager. In the store I was in, they had such high turnover rate that they couldn't really keep people. And so the reason why I was, paid as well as I was because they really didn't want me to leave. And I know that for a fact. They were willing to renegotiate and increase me even above the manager, which is fucking horrible.
Oh, God.
They were gonna pay me. I was already being paid more than like 2 managers in the store, but they were willing to pay me more than all of them, which is absolutely horrible. And that's how bad it was. The turnover was really, really bad in the store. And again, it was under mismanagement and incompetence, as well as nepotism. Family members and relatives were all running different key positions, and there was a sort of nepotistic system that had sort of developed between the store manager and the district manager, because they're related. And that led to all sorts of problems, I can tell you. This is why nepotism is dangerous in its own right.
just kill him, Squealy.
What's the point of this?
You have to die here.
Can't you kill him?
No. Remember, he's immortal.
Skill issue.
Skill issue.
Yeah, that shift I was doing though, the only time in my life I was actually so furious. Well, 2 instances of being so furious of I was actually physically shaking, and I just at one point snapped and was just laughing to myself. Just how fucking bullshit everything was.
You were just beyond livid.
Mm-hmm.
Reminds me of the time I went in the back and threatened that girl with the hammer and the screwdriver.
What?
Yep.
Why?
One of our coworkers
Why?
was slacking in the back on her phone. So I went back and I took a hammer and a screwdriver and I'm like, "You ready for your surprise lobotomy?" Because I was mad. I wanted to fucking lobotomize them. They laughed because I thought I was joking. And as I walked away, and I said to Tyler, because they were laughing, and I was like, I'm not fucking joking. And I smiled at him, and Tyler just was looking at me like, what the fuck? What the fuck? It was like the other
What's the
time I
workers at?
pretended to pour gasoline on one of my other coworkers. It was my manager. I was like, shh,
Yeah, what the
and
fuck?
I like pretended to light a match and throw them in, and I was like, wait, man's like, woo, like they're burning. And Alec was like talking to them on one side, and I was on the other side doing that. And like Alex starts
Possible.
laughing, and he's like, what are you laughing about?
Oh yeah.
It's like, this person's incompetent. They must die. They must die. Oh my god.
Oh yeah. I was also working retail at the time of the masks. So my job involved a lot of heavy lifting. I want you to imagine how annoying that is with a mask on.
Oh,
And you can't
yep.
breathe very well.
My job
Oh, God.
when it did the mask thing too.
I didn't get it.
And if I ever took off the mask after the customers left the store, I would still get yelled at for simply just trying
Are
to
you talking
fucking
about
breathe
the
for a moment.
mask for the fucking stupid COVID shit?
Yes.
Mhm.
Oh my god, that shit was retarded.
Yep. It was really funny for me because the only one who's like in the area. So
See, now that it's over, we can all address how COVID's a fucking nothing burger. And everyone fucking overreacted. And it was, unironically, fucking one of the worst fucking flagrant abuses of paranoia and freaking out. Like, the toilet paper fucking fiasco. The fucking, like, everyone has to wear a fucking mask fiasco. That's not gonna stop anything.
And I have to drive this one age-old wisdom. There's lies, there's damned lies, and then there's statistics. I was literally looking at the models, all the predictive models, all the data sets, all the methodologies, and I'm just... People like me were saying from the very beginning, you people are being manipulated, you people are being used, your paranoia is being taken advantage of. I'm telling you, all of these models are wrong, and I was right on every single point.
Because sometimes I think you're like some sort of like sadistic scientist or something. That's
My master's in advanced data analytics is literally that.
why did you go for that? Like, why did
The
you do that? You're never gonna find a job with those fucking credentials. You say, I do statistics. Like, who fucking hires people
Well,
for that,
the-
Fuzzy?
No, data science.
Giant
That's actually a big
fucking
field right now.
nerd.
the
Problem.
statistics and stuff that we were being shown like didn't even make sense. Like at course we glance with the
I don't
majority of
even
them.
care if it was the bubonic plague. I'm not wearing a mask. I don't care.
Boob.
Like, we're all
Okay.
gonna die anyways. I'm just gonna die comfortably. Fuck you. I'm
Also,
gonna die
yeah, the
com-
masks that, because it started and we weren't allowed to wear masks because they're like, no, you can't go buy masks. We need them for the hospitals. Then it's like, oh, and they don't do anything. But then it's like, then this vehicle coach do, oh, you need to wear a mask or you'll kill grandma. It's like this.
Also,
this
if
thing
you wear
won't
that
even
mask
stop
and
a
don't clean
cough.
it, you'll develop some sort of bacteria inside the mask, which will give you respiratory problems for the rest of your days. It's like, oh, okay. Okay.
It's like also these masks don't block like any
They-
particles really.
Nope.
It,
They
it
are
was stated
fucking
on the
useless.
yeah, it was stated on the mask descriptions. If you just look them up, it's like this doesn't stop this stuff.
I also loved how we were importing a lot of masks from China, and a chunk of them were infected. It's like, oh, this is just retarded.
Yeah, a lot
Sudden
of people were
cringe
just
career
rhetoric.
jobs. He's driving around.
Yeah,
with
people- Yeah, people were just rhetoric, using just nothing but rhetoric on a bunch of things that they couldn't back up.
The thing that annoyed me the most was people who'd get mad at you for not wearing your fucking mask in your own goddamn car.
Oh my God,
Okay,
Karens.
those
yeah.
people are just control freaks.
Oh my!
I'm sorry, but do you get permission to like be here? It's like, this is my home. It's like, do you get permission? I'm gonna cut the caps. It's like, I live here. It's like that
Is someone
fucking
seriously
This
time.
is my
that to you?
fucking home.
It was time I was biking down the cul-de-sac with my buddy Michael, and when I was at my mom's, because I lived, back in Sauk Rapids, and I remember biking down the little cul-de-sac thing, and I was like biking, and we're having fun, and there was like this fucking they're not trans, they're lesbian couple that came out and like,
Basically the
you,
same thing.
look, if you bike past our house one more time, we're calling the cops. And it's like, and then we just like, okay, and we just kept biking.
Do it.
And then they came out and tried to like stop us, and then that's when our parents got on like, fuck off, like they're not even on your property. And it's like, yeah, fucking lesbos. Fucking,
That's getting too
Wow,
aggressive at
okay.
that point. If they're trying to
You sure you can
physically
do
get
that,
in your
Kevin?
way.
well, they were being mean to me, so I think it's fair that I get to be mean to them. All I want to do
So,
is bike
what about
back
you
and
two,
forth on the
kiddo?
cul-de-sac because I was retarded, and I thought that was fun. Actually, no, I didn't really care about doing biking back and forth. It's because my parents mandated that I had to fucking bike
outside.
around, and because if I don't, like I'll get in trouble. Because all I want to do is play video games. I want to play video games all day, every day. That was always the thing.
Have you killed one of them with a crossbow yet?
Yes. Actually, no, I don't think I have. There you go.
Now you have.
It's like biking
Oh,
back and forth,
those
counting
things,
when
I think
can
he
go back
has.
inside.
Quiet, you.
Fucking Christ.
I have a good long-term memory.
Gibbs, how
No,
long do you
you're
plan
a
on
fuzzy.
going today?
What was that?
We're
We should-
almost done.
We should probably complete it.
It's almost 12, so yeah.
Which way am I going?
It's okay. We can go until Squealy fucking collapses and dies. But thanks.
I will die. It's true.
People say bullets can't solve everything. They can solve a lot of... You'll get fat, unhealthy, unable to stand, much like now. Fatso. Wow. Did you get forced to
Violence
take
actually
the
can
shoot?
solve basically everything.
Did I get forced to take the shot? No. I know that there were parts of our family members that they tried to force to do it. And I think
I
part of my
was
family...
forced for travel.
Oof.
But I refused to
cou-
take the shot.
I had to take like 3 fucking shots because of Italy.
Yep,
I
you didn't have a
was not.
choice. I was
And you know
fortunate
what?
to not
I
have
didn't
to
even
do
get
it.
sick.
I got sick.
There
I
was
never got sick ever,
a
actually.
couple of the people administering shots, they got in trouble for this, of course, were actually just injecting people with saline.
Yeesh.
Some of them were doing it because they didn't trust the shots.
Honestly, that's honestly more equitable than... Or not equitable, but honestly,
Ethical.
it's more
Ethical.
ethical than anything else. Because
Mm-hmm.
it turned out that those shots were actually horrible for you.
Yeah.
Also,
And
they
they
just
weren't-
released a thing, apparently every single person who was put on a ventilator died from it.
The
Yeah.
what?
But I
They're-
found
The ventilators that they're trying to use
Oh.
to help people in COVID, yeah, it pretty much always killed people.
Yep. The thing is,
Not from COVID, the ventilator itself.
it was more lethal than anything else. It was government incompetence, and that's reality. And I don't care what anyone says. It's what it is.
As I always say, people just use rhetoric,
As
and
I
as if that
always
rhetoric
say.
makes people think they know things, but when you actually look at the hard numbers, it always tells a different story.
yeah. Is there anything up here? Okay. I always forget how this place works.
Because at that whole time period violated the most basic of scientific principles, scrutinizing and reproducing each other's work.
Well, the science has become,
Well, it's the same with like before, right? The ADHD and Ritalin medicines weren't tested, and yet they were forcing kids on it. Yet it did do
Adderall.
bad things to them.
yeah.
I think Adderall made people more aggressive on top of that.
Like these things, they take like decades to actually go through trials, because the people who volunteer for these trials need to actually live and also die in order to learn. Like it doesn't. You can't just immediately use it like because you get immediate result. I know that Salah had to take that one shot and he was in the hospital. He had to get heart surgery because it fucked up his heart.
And what I find funny is the data science field is exploding right now with access to all these measurements, yet we have even fewer people that understands how to use it, surprisingly. Or unsurprisingly.
There we go. That's where I go.
Oh yeah, Kibbs, the more gold things in the chat.
Good.
I think I actually said that already.
My gold, your majesty.
My God, Your
I ripped it
Majesty.
from the game.
Now, Chatfish, go drive to Quick Trip and pick me up chunky milk. They're like, okay. There are like
Good
7 of
point.
them piled
I'm
into
gonna
the
go get
car.
some chocolate milk.
I can't get any.
You fuckers in your chalky milk.
It's Gibbs' fault I got it.
Glow in the Dark says, on the
Oh.
bright side, people realize you can't just trust experts and help breed skepticism, but also government lackeys. Yeah, I'm gonna touch on the experts thing. There's a difference between claimed experts you see in the media and just everywhere and actually having knowledge that can be tested. You can be claimed to be an expert on everything, but your predictions must actually come true, because that's the whole point of a theory or a hypothesis. Does it produce accurate predictions? That's the way to try to know if you have knowledge on it. Expert doesn't mean you actually know. Hell, you could have a PhD in even statistics or chemistry or anything, and there'll still be plenty in that field that you don't know. This is what's called enlightened ignorance. These experts like to know that you often see in the front camera, think they know everything. They actually don't.
Like Bill Nye, the science guy.
Don't get me started on him.
Because he's
Bill,
not
Bill, Bill,
he's
Bill.
not an actual scientist.
There are
He just said his
Yeah,
shovel.
he shows up to like climate change things. It's like, I know about climate change. You're not a scientist though. He's like,
he was a
Bill
he's
Nye,
he
the
was a-
flying guy.
yeah.
It's such
he
a
was.
shame what he turned it into.
He started out as a, hey, here's this personality to help try and get kids interested in science. Okay, fine. Then he thought he was an actual scientist when he was actually an actor.
Yes, he's a paid actor, not an actual scientist.
He just read a script and acted. That's it.
I remember seeing his VHS tapes.
I like
They were
them.
quite good.
No,
They
I
were
think
good.
they're still good because most of them, from my knowledge, are pretty factual, and it's a great way to get kids interested because it shows science, and the showrunner did a good job of that, showing science in a fun way rather than a boring way to get them interested in the sciences.
Talking about Bill Nye.
Bill, yeah, everyone
Bill,
in chat
Bill,
room.
Bill.
What about Bill?
Bill Nye, the
Bill
science
Nye,
science
the
guy.
science guy.
Bill.
There we go. It's not great material.
I don't know if you've killed any of those with a crossbow.
I have actually.
Yeah, Glow in the Dark, to touch upon that point,
Is
data
there a
analysis
game?
is heavily reliant on judgment calls, like
Okay.
what to ask, and easily tainted by opinions.
These guys, however, I've only crossed before.
Also, I am find it amusing and very sad how you're not allowed to question science anymore, even though that's the exact opposite of science.
Well, it's because it's a
Yeah.
religion in of itself. It's sort of like atheism, right?
I know why. It's like,
Atheism or Christianity, they've sort of become religious in their own right, even though they proclaim not to be. And the reason, and not everyone who practices that, right? But the reason why they group and collectivize and form like little religions and religious groups is because the reality is humanity, regardless of whether your belief or spirituality is, humans are innately spiritual beings.
Yeah.
They look for a larger thing than themselves.
It's way our psychology works, where we try
Ow.
to put on
Ow.
definitions or names on patterns that if we can't explain, we try and invent something to explain it.
Ugh.
That's why when I made
Now,
my
I'm
setting,
like,
I
at this
liked
point,
having
I'm-
gods be real because I thought it was fun, so they could kill each other.
What do you think?
So they
What do you
can
think of
kill each
the death oysters, Gibbo?
What?
The death oysters.
They don't look very tasty. Yeah, 'cause
They
skulls.
eat petrified people and turn their bodies into twinkling titanite.
My God.
And if they're not formed yet, they turn into purging stones. Because the way purging stones work is that it's essentially the remains of a living person, which you can transfer a curse onto.
Yeah, to go off Glow in the Dark's point, there are two things with that. One is domain knowledge, and the other is one thing that most data people do not talk about, the validity and veracity of your data. Are you actually measuring it properly, and are you measuring what you want to measure? Now, the other one is easily explainable. Are you a subject knowledge expert, such as, do you actually have knowledge of the gaming industry? Because you will be able to analyze numbers in the gaming industry far better than some random PhD schmuck.
There's also back during the Puritan Age, aka
The Chatfish Age.
when people were trying to cancel video games because they were too violent, researchers were getting evidence, with heavy quotations, that people were getting more violent with video games, when in reality most of the data that was collected that was indeed peer reviewed and actually looked at properly was saying that no, in fact, video games tend to reduce violence.
Yeah, it was failed reproducibility and failed control group test group testing.
But people who want to sell a narrative will lie.
Yep. Or pay a
This-
scientist to do it, because a paid, like anything, like when it comes to food or product, right? Like pistachios. The pistachio bag of the pistachios I like to buy always has a little thing that says, good for your heart. But it's probably, it was probably paid for by one of the scientists, like, yeah, could this be good for your heart? Well, theoretically, it could be good for your heart based on, like, this thing, because it has this in it, and that's good for your heart. In reality, like, a lot of things are good for your heart. It's just all about eating in moderation. Like, the thing is, getting somebody to say something, or getting somebody to say, like, yes, there is climate change, because, yeah, the planet is changing. Is the climate change resulting in melting ice caps? No, it really isn't. The water levels, if you look at, like, pictures from, like, 40 years ago, are about the same. The shorelines haven't moved. Nothing alarming is really particularly happening.
The world's not going to end.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No matter how badly you want them to.
If there is climate change, which there probably is, it's actually happening much slower than people think. It's not happening in the span of a couple of decades, which is what we call the alarmist problem. The alarmist problem is people that want to set off an alarm, and they normally have an alternate goal. It's to panic people, so they buy something or get them to buy something. Usually, be it
There's also
paid for
another
studies
problem
by
with
certain.
that.
Yep, but hold on. Like the corn industry, the conspiracy, the
Conspiracy.
turning corn into a field to help subsidize the corn industry even further, because corn is overly subsidized. It's like, a lot of the sodas I buy, I try to buy the ones that have real sugar in it because I like sugar, but I don't really care for corn syrup that much. I'll drink it, but it's not the same. Because you can taste it. I can taste corn in it. I can taste
Everything
corn.
must become corn.
I love popcorn. I love corn. I love corn on the cob.
Give
I
me
love
your
corn
tail.
chips. Corn chips are amazing. I don't really want corn fuel, and I don't really want like these other things, because all that does is make everything else that uses corn more expensive.
Also, REGULINE.
There are so many
I
things to
know.
go off that. A lot of what Kip said has more malicious financial motives, such as if it's the climate change study. A lot of the times they'll just try and get more government grants or organizational grants just to line their pockets. Or what Kip describes the core industry. They'll try and get subsidies to grow, to just artificially increase the price of a product or invent demand for a product that people don't want because they want money. And they are trying to force it down people's throats via just whatever government system they want.
Mm-hmm.
And the result
Also-
of it is, if you know corn, it destroys the soil to such an extent where it drains the nutrients. You have to grow something like soy or expensive fertilizer and irrigation to make the soil actually nutrient-rich again for the plants.
Yep, because we've sort of genetically modified corn to such a degree now. And then we can get into the whole problems with the legality behind modified seed, right? Because modified genetic templates of certain plants, the problem is there, right? Is if the wind blows and it pollinates a certain plant or spreads to another farm field, then they are owned by other things. so it's a fucking weird shit that happens there. But also,
that's
farmers
pretty
get
right.
farmers also get like at the same time farmers get like a lot of shit, like money subsidies from the government, but they also get like a lot of
Lot of
shafted
taxes.
things because a lot
Yeah,
of
they
their
get
equipment
It
is
depends
like
if-
screwed, like Dear John and other companies and corporations.
Yeah, it's a very legalistic fight over the government dollar battle where, in some cases, you have the corn industry, which is heavily subsidized and pretty safe, even though they're a horribly inefficient forcing down products that people don't want, or you have the screwed over people who are at the same time inefficient, like Arizona. Arizona farmers until now have had some dirt cheap water for what they use. They use more water than the entire Phoenix metropolitan area, surprisingly enough. Yet they pay a lot less water than them, even though they use a lot more because they get subsidized, and they get really reeing and arrogant when they don't get their cheap government dollar or free stuff. But the penalty is, should there be a water shortage as they're seeing right now, they get cut off the first.
Also, with the climate change thing again, I wanted to say,
Go ahead.
it always is ignored that the Earth naturally goes through periods of warming and cooling.
Yep, because our orbit's not perfect. We actually wibble wobble.
Like, we've had ice ages in the past.
At one point, the entire Earth was a giant snowball or ice ball.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, that's always like, just ignored because it
Well, it's like
interferes with the data.
the big problem is okay. Recorded human history of weather patterns has only been accurate for about like a century. We only have about a century's worth of accurately recorded patterns. Then we have it more vague the further back you go because people reported things weirdly, but they tried to do their best back then. But the reality is that we actually have a very small pool of data, and as far as the cosmic scale of the universe, it's like the whole Big Bang Theory, right? The idea that the universe will eventually become cold and die. Our recorded data and our estimates are only based on what we can perceive from our little location, when in reality we don't actually have all the facts. And we're probably never going to know the truth about how it's going to really happen, or at least certain things, because we aren't advanced enough to see that yet. Not our generation, at least. Not the next generation, but someday there will be humans that know. And then they'll be like, yeah, at this point, humans thought that there was the cold death of the universe. And in actuality, we're inside of a giant fucking potato bean. We're inside of a
Now, Kid, what do you think of
potato
this area?
bean.
What do you think of this part of the game?
I think it's kind of creepy. It's definitely end
Very
timesy.
ashy.
You can tell a lot of effort was put here.
A big
A lot
blast
more effort.
happened.
Yeah. So, I think this part of the game is why people remember the ending of Dark Souls very fondly. And they don't really die here too much because, well, you see how to deal with Black Knights.
The big thing is when you make a game, right, is you got to nail the opening and you got to nail the middle part to keep people to get to the end. But at the same time, if people get to the end anyways, the end was great, some people overlook certain aspects of your game. There is no such thing as a one perfect solution, and that's just the reality of things.
Yeah. First impressions is what a lot of companies get wrong. Looking at you, Kingdom Hearts 2, for that.
Potato bean? Yeah.
Kingdom Hearts
The great cosmic potato
in
bean.
general.
What is a potato bean?
I want mashed potatoes now.
No,
Thank
the
you,
ground is
Gibbs.
not frozen solid. Time itself is frozen solid. Because all of this is ash, not ice. You see, at the end of time, that is when the first flame actually goes out. And because it goes out, time itself ceases to exist. So things simply stay where they were.
Isn't there supposed to be some kind of Age of Dark or Age of Humanity after
Well,
that?
what's supposed to happen is that it's the role of who rules the world transitions from the gods to mankind. Gwyn feared this because he fears humanity. So he created the dark sign, inflicted it upon humanity, and gave them the order to continue the age of light, the age of day, the age of the gods. Because although Gwyn is great and he's powerful, he is also a coward who is scared of the dark. And he and his loyal knights were doomed to die here, burned to ashes, to become little more than hollow suits of armor with hollow bodies. Because the Black Knights themselves do not have a body. They are simply souls stuck within the side, the remains of their armor.
Doesn't sound like corn related.
Doesn't know.
Yeah,
No.
corn.
Would you rather say that they're made of corn though? Would that make you happy?
I bet it'd be tasty.
Mm.
Now, what do you like? What's the biggest corn thing you like the most? I don't know. I like corn chips quite a bit. And popcorn. I'm torn between those two things.
Corn chips for me.
Corn chips are nice.
Just,
No, sorry. Correction. Tortilla chips.
those are corn chips too, technically. So that is loud.
I like to be specific.
Travis, think closely on what favorite corn things you like. Mountain Dew.
It's gonna go away for me. I'm gonna go start going to sleep for the night.
All right, good night.
Don't worry, the game's actually almost done. Oh, he's already gone.
Yep.
Well,
If I have potato chips, I prefer them kettle cooked because they have a nice crunchiness to them.
damn it. Damn it. Ugh. That was never good, the Gwyn fight. Ugh.
Remember, Squealy, crossbow.
Remember
I
the
know.
music, Squealy.
Plin, 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 plon. Fuck. Oh, he's hard. If you're good at parrying, he's a pushover. But I've never been good at parrying Gwyn. There we go.
I was like, quick save, but then I realized that this isn't that game.
Plin, plin, plon. Plin, plin, plon.
I like how he's got sad music, but I don't feel particularly sad for him. I don't feel
He's kind of an asshole, actually.
Yeah. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Squealy.
Yep.
Squealy's back.
No, it's back.
It stopped.
The stutter? Oh.
Doesn't get Squealy a new PC.
I'm good. But fuck.
I don't think you are. If you could see what I'd see, I don't think you'd agree.
Fuck. Okay. Well, we gotta do wrong back. Damn it.
Thought he'd be taller.
What is the Dark Souls of fast food chains? Applebee's. You get down to Dark Souls food chain. I get food poisoning every time I've ever been there.
Waffle House is the easy
Three
answer.
fucking
Time to try
times
again.
in a row. And I don't even like Applebee's. Our family would just meet with the other side of our family there. I just get food poisoning every time, no matter what I ordered. No matter what.
The correct answer is Waffle House.
Why is it the Dark Souls?
Why?
Yeah.
Because that's where all the best fights are.
I thought it was McDonald's in the ghetto.
Yeah. Waffle House is
In
always
the
the best,
ghetto.
best combat.
In the ghetto.
What about IHOP in the ghetto? It's got to be close.
Yeah. Waffle House is still king.
The international state or company or whatever the fuck they call themselves.
There's a reason there's
Pancakes.
petitions for Waffle House to be a stage in Street Fighter.
Damn it. Goes with my fucking shield.
I would like waffles and pancakes. I would like strawberry cheesecake pancakes, please, Tim.
Actually,
Okay.
here's a question. What's better, waffles or pancakes?
All those
Depends on the
pancakes.
mood. They're both good, and I will not divide the three greats: French toast, waffles, and pancakes. The three kings of breakfast, if you will. Three
All,
kings.
I was gonna say,
Each rule over their domain, respectively.
I can respect your fence sitting, but waffles are the best.
They're all good in their own
What else
right.
do we got here?
See, when I don't have a strong opinion either way.
The fact that you
kids
don't have
accuse me
French
of being a
toast in
fence
that.
sitter.
There's no fence sitting when you love three things, right? It's like Rhea, and Nezra, you know, every night in bed, you know, delicious, scrumptious, if you will.
Yeah, Rhea's best.
All three
Rhea's
of them,
best girl.
you know. And this is like
Yeah, if they would
I
get
agree,
over this,
Reguline.
they'll get mad at
the
us
three great waffles.
if there's all three there.
Three, you know, like they got French toast, you got fucking waffles, you got pancakes. And all of them are great in their own respectful ways. One has voluptuous
Respectful, he
hips.
says.
One
Doug
has
Howard gets it.
great breasts.
Damn it.
Waffles have little food pockets.
They put syrup in those food pockets.
And butter.
You can put all kinds of things in those little pockets.
Raspberry waffles are pretty good.
I don't even like most berries, and I still think waffles are great.
Raspberry's great. What the fuck? You gotta like raspberry and strawberry and blueberry and all the
Nope.
berries. And all the
Nope.
berries. Just
Although I don't mind the artificial strawberry flavor stuff.
What the fuck?
Or like strawberry flavored things, just not strawberries themselves.
Torva, I'm glad you've come to simp for me late at night. My lord, he kneels before me. How may I serve? How may I serve?
Bean cakes sound like a very kib food, says Jano.
Wow. Just some late night Dark Souls gaming, you know, no big deal. This is the
I think I can get one more super parry off before he.
I'm not
dies.
sure. Just
I
hit him
think
with
I-
normal
I
attacks.
think.
I believe in you, Squilly. I believe! I believe in Squilly!
Ragnarok has breakfast, scrambled eggs, biscuit, and hash browns for breakfast. That's all well and good, Ragnarok. That wasn't the question, though. One more. Alright, two more.
Okay.
Because that one did less damage.
You crossbowed him to death. Fuck.
Oh, that sucked.
He got Boromired.
Hate crossbows.
It wasn't that bad.
Now there is a choice to be had. No, I don't think Chavish will care either way.
What is the choice?
There are two endings to the game.
Which endings?
We leave or we set ourselves on fire.
What the fuck? Okay.
That's a very accurate description of the two choices, actually.
You can take off the helmet.
Doesn't it trick you into doing the one because it conditions you to always light the bonfires?
Yes, that's the point.
I don't want to see Nezra burn. Even old wrinkly Nezra.
She's not
Wrinkly,
old.
dried out
She's just raising
Dried
Ezra.
out. Yeah, right.
She's a grape right now. She's a shriveled up grape.
Chat, do we leave and allow Nezra not to burn to death? We don't want her titties.
Orver says, if we don't believe in squeals, does squeals fade away?
Yes.
Every time I go to bed, he's like, no. As he just disintegrates. Notice I got quiet because he's scared of disintegrating right now.
And
Every
then
night.
disintegrate.
Before Wheelie has to log off, he has to grab someone from the Discord and tell them that they can't stop thinking of him until he shows back up.
All right. Oh no. Currently set ourselves on fire has taken the lead. Nezra will burn. Chat, will anyone
I will not
contest?
overthrow this
Oh my
because
god.
I've spent a bit more than I'd wanted to,
Yeah, you dummy, you're not
but as
supposed
much
to
as I needed to.
do
It is a shame that Chatfish don't care too much about
Squilly,
this
it's
game.
fucking 12 fucking a.m. on
I
a
know,
weekday.
I'm talking about,
It's
I'm talking
1:12
about
a.m.
Chatfish as a
here.
whole, because
But Squilly, it's an
I've
old...
noticed that a lot of
Squilly,
Chatfish
listen,
are just very turned off by
it's
this whole
an
series.
old game.
I want to talk about. Let me finish. Because Dark Souls is actually not a very old game. It's early 2000s at most.
Squilly, it's old in video game
The
terms.
Chatfish are old.
Yeah, but here's the thing.
That's early
Some
2000s is 20 years.
games, it's just 20 fucking years. It's also fucking, I will point out that it's not their fault. Like, I don't really blame them for not showing for Battle for Dune. Who the fuck even remembers that game? I just thought it was funny. I'm sad the chat didn't find it as funny as they did, but that's fair. You just gotta stream things. We gotta stream things that they want us to play,
I know. I'm just saying.
which is why we should stop
Yeah.
putting money towards silly goals. Yeah, you're being greedy,
Silly goals.
self-centered. Think about what they want. We're here to entertain them, not the other way around, Squealy.
I know.
I might have to watch this Dune VOD because I would.
Emperor
was
Battle for
interested in
Dune was
seeing that
fun.
game.
It's like a story. The game's not very good. But sadly, Chatfish
That's a
just
shame.
didn't want to see the fucking Baron and the evil playthrough, which they missed
And
out
the-
on so much. Oh well. Oh
The
well.
alternate twist on the Dune signing that you were talking about, that sounds like it would be interesting. Yeah.
Emperor Battle for Dune is not the best interpretation of it. Dune 2000 is better. I would recommend looking
Okay.
up Dune 3000. Dune 2000 is played because it has its own cutscenes as well. The first Dune game by Westwood
Put
is
on the
more of an
sound.
RPG. But Dune 2 is the first RTS.
Good.
And then Dune 2000 is a Command and Conquer style RTS, which is much better. Which is why Dune 2000 is the preferred version, not Dune 2, because Dune 2 is a little too old for me even. And actually, Dune 2000 is actually ancient for Gib. All right, Chatfish have decided. What is the results? I didn't check. They've decided to leave. Wow, never will live. Only barely.
Let's see.
Hold on. Stormrat just said he wants to contest right at the last second.
I want fire. He says.
Oh no. A little midnight Dona War never hurt nobody, right, Stormrat? And Stormrat fucking dies.
Is there any power great enough to fight against the Stormrat?
Stormrat fights with only
I should
a
warn you,
humble
Sturmrat. I am retarded.
Oh god, he's put it at a tempting price of $1. He says $1, let the Dona War totally begin. Hashtag Sockfun, hashtag Fit,
Totally,
hashtag
yeah.
Forbino. Thank you for your donation.
Is
Now,
Nezra worth $2 to save?
Nezra is slated to burn to death for $1. Well, Chatfish, what do you feel?
What were the tags on that dollar?
Sock Fun Fit and Free Beano.
See, unlike Squealy,
I always look so I can see that part.
what's the
way.
cutoff on Free Beano, REGULINE?
After $200, it's you can't
Okay,
get
it
anymore.
was 200. Okay. But unlike REGULINE, I'm not going to complain about having to add $1 to 3 different
Yes,
things.
never complain about that. Unironically, I'm not even kidding. I'm actually serious right now. I'm actually... Be grateful. Every dollar counts.
Okay, so it was Sock Fun, Free Beano, and what was the other one? Gibbs?
Yeah, what do you want from me?
It was Sock Fun, Free Beano. What was the third?
But Gibbs.
Big Gibbs. Okay.
Almost pee.
167 of those, by the way.
Still need to do them.
You did say you would. I will not be contesting. Oh, you even said it in chat. I should have just looked over. Derp derp.
Derp derp. Then fire it is. I will wait but a moment. A minute exactly.
buttons without me telling you, Squilly.
Why did you move from your computer?
I decided to take a pee
Indio.
real quick.
Indio.
Literally told you.
Yes. Every dollar does count, Indio. You didn't give a dollar.
The thing is, Indio's donation does count too. No,
It
unironically.
does.
Unironically,
and it did.
every cent counts, and I never want you guys to ever dismiss them ever again.
I'm not dismissing them.
It's Bindia.
I was
It's
mocking.
Bindia.
He said in quotes, and I was just.
Yeah, Indio is okay
Making
to
fun
me,
of
but
him.
everyone else, okay, because Indio is my slave. There's a difference.
Absolutely, everyone's donation matters.
Except Indio, yeah. Except Indio.
I always was just funny because it wasn't even a dollar.
Now, Chatfish, will you let Nezra burn? Will you not intervene with? Will you not fight a midnight donor war? Oh my God, Fox
Nezra's-
success contest.
Cut.
Nezra's feeling pretty nippy.
Huh?
She could go for some fire right now.
Fox's nest. But Chad, aren't you cold? Wouldn't you like a nice little fire to warm up?
Yeah, you want Nezra's bosom to warm up to, not her
Yeah.
charred husk.
But the bosom would be even warmer if it's on fire.
You don't have 5 hours. Let's go. Reguline the worst. What have you done to Mergalito to spite him, by the way?
I don't know.
I don't know.
The lemon.
Indio says, "Guess I'll be doing only personal art this week."
Indio, you need to finish those art pieces fast before we fucking punish Indio in other ways I can think of. I voted darkness, but kinda hungry since I just woke up.
I'm assuming Fox Nickel is sending it through Streamlabs.
Foxix, are you actually contesting, or are you just being a little tarded? You will be both. Well, I mean, he said he'd
Oh.
contest, so we'll wait.
Oh wait, Gibbs, did you see the
What?
lore blurb for the lemon fish?
No, I didn't. What did it say? Tell me. Might as well. Oh
I
my
guess
God.
I could read it.
Foxix donates $1. Leave. Hashtag Sockfun. Hashtag Freebino. That ties it.
Well, now
which-
it's tied.
Well, now they're
But
tied.
it's tied with the poll results. What were the poll results?
Leave.
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 Now, bear in mind, chat. Not time yet. Does anyone wish to contest this? Or is the Chatfish happy? I think I'll take a break and play the Elderly DOC instead. I think you'll work on drawing Prophet Penis sliding into Aerith of the JJ instead. You're gonna do a great close-up. India's like, Then I want an internal, like a little shot next panel, because we're making a comic of the little prophet sperm cells, and then we'll show the
This-
prophet fetus,
This is what India wants to see with the wife.
and then we're gonna we need a pregnant Aerith, and then we're gonna have like a little baby prophet Aerith hybrid with cat ears, like, you know, breastfeeding. Oh, that's rancid. Yeah, no, that would be cursed. I think if I had fuck you money, I would do that to Indio.
You know,
I would do
just to
that
make sure the
Indio.
image really sticks in your mind, Gibbs, can you explain in detail what you wanted to draw again?
Like, imagine the little long fucking prophet neck thing, just like I'll go into her nip and then like drinking milk. That's just gross. Like, you can see like
You're
the
gross.
milk, like it is like swallows, like it goes down its fucking.
And Sternrat says he
neck.
concedes to the poll.
Thank you for the donation. Hold on, 60 seconds for anyone to contest. The reason why we do this, Squilly, is because remember they're retarded.
Yes.
They're retarded.
Well, while we're waiting, I'll read the little lore blurb I threw together for Dominions.
Do it.
The lemonfish is the early stage of the majestic chatfish life cycle. These tiny creatures disguise themselves as lemons in an attempt to hide from predators. This rarely works. Lemonfish are disorganized and undisciplined. Because of this, very few ever survive combat. But if a lemonfish lives long enough, they will grow into a full chatfish. The quick little descriptor for the lemonfish in Dominions.
Nice. Lemonfish.
They die in droves.
All right. Yeah, and the delay says chat. Yeah, there is a delay. It's important to factor in. That's why we're a little bit tardy with these things, because we want to make sure that we don't mess up. All right, looks like
India's-
everybody's made their peace. I'll do better. I'll just finish works and poke him when I have like 1K worth commissions to be paid. Then he posts a trans picture at me to offend me.
You're not supposed to do that, India.
He enjoys that emoji. You might want to save that emoji, India. You seem to like it. Looking at it.
Make that your new
Discord.
profile
Let's make a
picture.
Chatfish version of it, where it's just a black Chatfish with
Purple
We already
weird
have
lips.
one. We don't
pink
need more.
hair.
It's a strato.
No,
It's a strato.
it's time to leave.
All right, we're leaving. The Donut War is over. The little baby one, the midnight war, the midnight skirmish, the midnight tickling.
2 shots were
$2
fired.
war.
No one was hit.
Almost. Jeffer's not good at aiming.
Jeff is just half asleep. Just shoot. And
The Lord bless thy safe return. Let Kath have ramped something to it. We are here to serve your highness.
raisin.
So get our humanity back later. Let true dark be cast upon the world. Our Lord hath returned.
And that's the good ending.
It's just an evil ending.
Given how your person burns to death and it's implied that this is just a cycle that repeats constantly, no, this is the good ending.
It broke the cycle of constant
Yes.
suffering.
Because the actual the correct choice to make has always been to break the cycle. But each sequel shows the degradation in the world continues to get worse and worse and worse because people refuse to break the cycle. They refuse to change. And so that ends Dark Souls 1.
Catfish are, and then they like fall over dead. Blah, blah.
Now to Happy Souls 2.
Well,
Championship ain't fun in Dark Souls 2.
I didn't say
I'm
Dark
not sure
Souls
they
2.
want Dark Souls 2.
Said
however.
Happy Souls.
they might
Happy
want
Souls
it
doesn't
later.
exist. Happy Souls 2 is a nice animation, though. We can't
Happy
talk about
Souls
that,
is
though.
fun.
There's a video right here. Ah!
You can't talk about anything. That's the plan.
Oh, yeah.
1984 Bickering Bunch.
Yeah.
There's so few Chatfish that won't remember this. But the plan is actually to eventually lighten up on that policy relatively soon, actually. Just all of you need to forget about that. Otherwise you're going to get in trouble later.
Forget about what?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure the outro, the credits, it's called Nameless Song.
Webmaster.
Man, look at how unfinished this game was, and look at how big their team was.
It actually wasn't very big. They're already done with the credits.
I know. But you know how big our credit scene is?
Tiny.
It's a fucking page. And it doesn't even fill a quarter of the page. It doesn't even fill... Because there aren't that many people actually involved in our project. There's like maybe, like what, like 10 people? Like that's it. We have one programmer, one animator. They're the same person. They're the same. Don't have the budget to afford more people. Hell,
Like that.
we barely have
That's
the
all
budget
the
for
programmers
people
they
we
have,
have.
by the way. That's all of them. They only have that many programmers at the time of the game.
I don't know what we got.
They had quite a few
more
artists.
programmers than total
No,
people in Battle
They had
Demon
more. They had
Studios.
more artists here than they did.
They have more
actual programmers.
Yeah, they unironically had more programmers than we have in our fucking studio. Than we have people. Yeah, people. That's just programmers they have. Our programmer is also our animator. Is also...
He does everything. He's also writing the scripts.
He's actually helping with the lower because I don't actually have as much time. Thank God he is. He's an MVP.
And you got the voice cast, sound effect department, the music composer. They're they're individually pointing out all the instruments, like all the musicians. By the way,
Yeah, I think they do that for everything, don't they?
individual musicians. I don't think so. Do they?
For sure. If they're directly part of the team, because Bandai Namco is like the publisher.
Yep.
So technically, they're all resources from in-house or this under the umbrella. Fox says, "Sweet, I saved Ezra. You unironically did, Foxnix. You Foxnix.
All it took was $1.
Sturmite tried to burn her alive. Yeah, we just wanted
he's an
marshmallows."
The guy's living his best life.
Yep.
Just sitting there. Sormak says, now the question is, can Kib sleep again? Probably should, actually.
I will be going to sleep after this. Now
No,
we're
I
back
won't
to the
be.
beginning, because it's New Game Plus, isn't it?
It's kill all NPC run. Go.
Wow. You do that before you start the next campaign. And so the cycle begins anew.
I like the just burning message on the ground right there in the cutscene.
Yeah. Raisin. Bye, Oscar. He's gonna go get killed by the Asylum Demon.
That's true. Kibbs can wrap himself in a blankie. Become EP. I was about to say, now play like you're a games journalist, Reguline. But you already picked up the key. So
what do I do?
you're already farther than they would have gotten.
Yep, you
You
made
have
more
the key.
progress. You've done
Where
damage
do I
to
go?
the
Where do I
wall.
go from here? What do you do?
Try-
Read message.
Try the window.
Beware of strange creatures. There's no creatures in here. There's no way to progress in the game.
There's no windows.
0 out of 10 IGN.
0 out of
There you go.
10. Close is the game.
Alt F4s.
No, they don't know how to do that. They pull the power plug on their PC when they turn it off. Like a Neanderthal. Alright, chat. It's time for you to go sweep, Chatfish. Okay. There we go, little buckets. Go back to your little buckets. And we'll see you later today for the Elden Ring stream. Good night, Chatfish. And thank you for your generous donations. And good job on
Sleep
reaching the
well.
goal.
Have a good day.
Bye.
And a good night.